What's going on, guys? We are back for our next session of our Lordly Caliber RPG. We are Joe-less this evening, so there will be no Enderling Masson. He will sit and play with the troops, I guess. I don't know, we'll figure it out. At the end of last session, Colin failed a will save. Do you guys want to do your recollections for the hero point before I reveal what happens, or after?
I guess it's up to Colin.
Oh, also, I guess I should say now that since my internet is being so terrible, we're on one computer, so by the powers vested in me by the Inner Sea region and Paizo Productions, Sarah is allowed to roll dice today because she's sitting next to me. Because 2 computers will kill my internet fast. But anyway, I digress. What are we doing?
So I'm assuming that I cannot use the hero point I get today to re-roll yesterday's last roll. So because of that, I don't think it really matters whether we reveal what happens first or afterwards.
Okay, fair enough. Then we will let the dice decide.
Let's see what the shenanigans fall upon.
So we'll say high is before. So we'll do after. Okay, so Xander reaches the Dimension of Dreams. He gets there long enough to kind of just, like, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it, like, collect himself in the Dimension of Dreams, and then suddenly it feels like something grabs Xandu by the temples, both physically and, like, within his mind. Xandu promptly, like, blacks out until the next morning comes around, but everybody else sees him, like, as you guys are turning in his eyes, they, like, pop open, and he spends the entire night, it kind of sounds like backwards Varisian. Again, like I said, it's not making a whole lot of sense. Sometimes he's really quiet, sometimes he's, like, screaming his head off. Unless one of the characters wants to intervene, the troops just kind of, like, muffle him when he gets too loud to prevent, like, your position from being given away or anything. He wakes up in the morning with, like, a sudden start, like Don't Wake Daddy style sudden start. He, like, shoots up, and as he does so, I'm gonna roll a D something or other as he does so, actually. Let's make it even more fun. So Sarah's gonna be 5 on a D6, because she's not showing up over here. Okay, Sarah, make a reflex save.
Crap.
Yeah, you're not ready. Make a reflex save.
I'm ready.
Says the woman who's getting her dice out.
I am.
Here you are. Reflex save. Has you guys burnt this town down? We didn't burn down this town, right?
I don't think yet.
No,
we didn't.
not yet. I think the plan is the day after, once everyone get their belongings out,
Okay.
and then flee.
Yeah, I see there's no convenient rainbow-colored X on this board, so...
Yeah.
Alright, what you got?
8.
We were gonna leave it.
So Sarah's reflex save is an 8. Mechanically, I'm not going to say anything terrible happens to you. Well, maybe. Maybe that's a surprise roll we will use for later. But
Can I help her?
Sure. Knock yourself out.
I don't know what I guess I could just roll reflex, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that seems fine. Yeah, you're good. So what happens is when Xandu, like, shoots out of bed, a big, like, psychic wave of energy pulls up between his eyes and, like, fires forward into a building where Emeritus is standing, and Emeritus doesn't get out of the way in time until Pogue, like, tackles him and knocks him out of the way. This building gets hit, and it kind of, like, the geometry of the building all just kind of, like, molds together and comes out really funky, almost as if, like, some abstract artist had to, like, paint a real-life version of it, and it just happens, like, in seconds. And then, like, the building holds its own, like, shape, all, like, non-Euclidean and abstract as it is, for perhaps, like, 30 seconds before just ceasing to exist. On that note, mechanically speaking, in addition to things that Colin knows that everyone doesn't know, Colin, you have... I have a lot of tabs open. And I also just accidentally made our window... Oh, it's too big now. Good enough. Okay, so mechanically speaking, Colin, you... I'm looking at the wrong thing. I need to look at the nightmare spell. Okay, you take... You do something. In addition, you take this much lethal damage. Oh, we did it. That much lethal damage.
Nice.
And all of your spell slots are expended, and you gain no benefits from the rest at all. You are treated as being fatigued. you are unable to
Oh,
regain.
boy.
You are unable to regain arcane spells or psychic spells because you're special, but it works for the next 24 hours. And on that note, let's grab that D4. Well,
So do I retain the ones I had, the spell slots I had before the night, or is everything just gone?
they all burn out. They all manifest themselves as one like gigantic just boom into a building. And
Gotcha.
reaction for the hero point, starting with. Well, Joe's gone. Starting with Colin, that's appropriate.
So I don't really remember much of this dream, do I?
You remember, as far as what you remember, it's kind of like, oh, I'm in the dimension of dreams, blah! And then you wake up, more or less.
Well, fuck, that was weird. I think there's an alchemist. Maybe he can give me something that I can get back to sleep. Do return to the dimension of dreams. Maybe figure out what the hell did this, because this is not normal. Even for me.
Even for you, I have to remember to unmute Discord and OBS both. You get your hero point, and we'll go down to a D4. Yeah. So, we'll say Donald in character reflection for the hero point.
What is going through Lucia's mindset? Currently, she came to terms that she beginning to think Poe and Lucia beginning to become friends, which is quite odd, coming from her native homeland. This actually surprises her how much she actually changed since she actually left her original homeland. She also made other friends along the way, but she definitely liked Poe out of the rest of the group so far for the type of relationship she have with him.
Alrighty, fair enough. Take your hero point, and we're going to Poe. How convenient. In character reflection for that hero point. You have the floor, sir.
Hey, you, daydream believer. What the hell was that? You know, if you're gonna shoot your load like that, you know, save it for the enemy, because like you just nearly knocked us out, and here we just got done after burning down a whole bunch of towns and bridges and everything, telling these people that we weren't going to destroy their place after all because it looked like the troops had gone back across the river, only for you to decide, oh, you know what? So hey, why don't we just go ahead and blow up or remodel this building? Geez, man. Which this war thing that the big guy has us in. I'm not sure about this, but because you know I'm a lover, not a fighter. But you know, yeah, like I said, shoot that thing at somebody else. All right. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Take your hero point, sir, and it's going to be even Sarah. Odds Kane. You have the floor, you old Irish dude.
I'm not that old. I'm only mostly sort of old. Yeah, we spent most of last however long just running. I'm exhausted. I smell like ash. And Zandu is becoming increasingly more erratic. Every couple of days he seems to wake up in a cold sweat, and this morning he's blasted a bloody house into an MC Escher painting. It's getting a little weird. Even for me.
Getting a little weird even for you. Take your hero point, and Sarah, take us home. A building just non-Euclidean in your face. How do you feel about it?
Emeritus feels kind of guilty about having to burn all these houses down. It's just such a weird feeling for him since he's never felt guilt before. So he's kind of like, well, I feel bad. I don't know what to do about it. So he's just kind of feeling a little shaky right now, but he knows it's more for the greater good to burn all these houses down. but he sees all these families that are like, we have to tell them that we have to burn their house down and stuff.
You are here to burn their homes.
And we see them and they seem sad, so I feel guilty, and that's weird, and because it's a new feeling.
Fair enough. Take your hero point, and guys, the floor is yours. I'm gonna say, when this all goes down, Enterling, what does Enterling do? I don't want to, because Joe's probably gonna watch this and be like, no, I don't do that. Enterling is busy with the troops, we will say. He slept closer to where they are, and he's gonna spend his time, like, training them, hanging out in their ranks. Anyway, like I said, floor is yours, guys.
So did we decide last night that we weren't burning the place down?
I believe you did.
Hearing the noise, I go and check it out. What just happened? Are we destroying the place already?
I'm gonna go ahead and use my GM powers here and say you guys all were, like, very aware of that. Like, everybody saw that happen. Even, like, the guy whose house that was is probably, like, freaking out all over the place that his house is warped and now gone. Also, it was really loud.
Zandu is still shot up, like, sweat dripping down him.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes are going back and forth pretty quick as he's trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Zandu, what the fucking hell are you doing?
Watch your profanity.
Damn it, Joe.
Even when he's not here.
Okay, I gotta do a GM whisper real quick.
Alright, yep, got it. It's fun to have secrets from you guys. I'm actually secretly worried in Rise of the Rune Lords that Gideon has been replaced by a faceless stalker.
Whoa.
You'll never know.
Yeah,
Well-
I'll know when I shoot him.
Dun, dun, dun.
Maybe. Well, it is not. It is not a mimic, at least.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he hasn't been replaced with a treasure chest or trash can.
Or even a totem mask mimic.
No,
That is even worse.
That actually might be what it is. I don't know. Adam's taken a lot of liberties with Rise of the Rune Lords, which is not to say that's a bad thing. I enjoy it, but, like, I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, we are waiting for secret dice from Colin. I wish I could tell you how to roll secret dice in Roll20. I truly have no idea. I'm scrolling up to try to find the, like, welcome to Roll20.
I think.
/GM roll.
Yep, /GM roll space the dice you need to roll. You do not. You do not, Colin. I guess I should say. Just random, like, you do not at everybody.
So that was /GM roll.
Yeah, /GM roll space there.
Okay. Okay, I think I got this.
Here we go. As long as my internet holds up, we'll be good. It's going good so far. No one's roboted out. I haven't roboted out.
Don't jinx it, man.
Meh. Hilariously enough, there's a robot setting on the program I use to edit these videos, and when you put it on, like, my intro or outro theme, it sounds like super metal.
No, it doesn't. It sounds scary.
There we go. I got the quick button for this, so that should help.
Whee!
So I think I'm going to be doing this a lot for
You'll probably be
a
doing
while.
that. Yeah, probably. Okay, so let's have everybody who isn't Colin make a perception check.
Dokily.
Alkali dolkily. Why does Lucia have smoked goggles?
I bought it. I bought the item from the multiverse merchant the one time.
Oh, Francis with the crit
Francis
already.
with the crit and Pogue with the natural, I bet like a 4. That was a 19. Okay, never mind. So,
My janky plant eyes.
your janky plant eyes, but your good wisdom mod. What you got, Sarah?
12.
You got a 12. Well, somebody crit. Lucia and Emeritus. Emeritus is probably, like, too shaken up from a building blowing up, and Lucia's, like, staring at where that building once was. Pogue notices. Pogue and Francis both notice. Zandu's trying to, like, get his act together, try to, like, stand up and figure out what's going on with him, and then he just kind of becomes really listless. Like, the color kind of fades from his face. You guys see his shoulders sag. He's kind of, like, really loud and starts, like, well, not really loud. He doesn't turn into Tina Belcher. But he sighs and, like, just starts, like, staring off into space. Francis crits Francis is aware without a shadow of a doubt that something went down in the Dimension of Dreams, and that's what's going on with Xandu.
Well, like I said, he's getting increasingly strange. I'm going to run over and I'm going to give him a hand. He looks like maybe he's weak in the knees. I don't want him to fall and hurt himself more than he's already hurt the surrounding architecture.
All right.
Okay, so is he?
Right, hold there, boy. Upsy daisy. Let's not make any sudden movement.
He just sort of doesn't move at first. I'm assuming it takes you about like 3 seconds to get there,
However long.
and about 3 seconds later, he. Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. About 3 seconds later, he tries again. Okay, whatever you're trying to do is successful, Colin.
All right. He actually like starts following Francis's lead and gets up, and he says, something happened. I don't exactly know, but I don't feel entirely myself anymore."
Oh yeah, I'd say something fucking happened. You just put in a modern art installation.
All I remember is I was in the Dimension of Dreams, and then shooting it was like something pinched me in the temples of the skull, and just shooting pain. Then I woke up to, well, what's left of that building.
I do not have any knowledge that is relatable.
I'm going to try to figure out what pinched him. So would that be a planes check? Or
The checks are arbitrary is the wrong word. The checks are like, if you can justify it, it is successful. Well, successful. It's if you justify it and roll a natural one, you're great. No, if you justify it, it's good.
I'm thinking if it's a plane creature, maybe Lucia would probably have read up on other creatures of the other planes.
That's entirely
possibly.
possible. Yeah, go for it, man.
So
Yeah, this is not
Xandu will mumble something about Void Weaver, because I remember that from before.
Mm-hmm. So you
before I got into that. Yeah, because I crit that knowledge check.
You did.
So I'm assuming that still sticks with me after all of that.
Yeah,
but...
you do remember it. Before I start revealing stuff, Sarah, do you want to roll knowledge planes? I'm sure you have it.
Yeah, I'll add that.
Hey, can I aid Lucia?
Yeah, that's fine. Usually when you guys all roll one check together, what I do is everyone is aiding the highest roll. And if someone nat ones, it's a nat one. If someone crits, it's a crit.
Well,
Hold on, Tommy. I have to do this math in my head now. It's too much.
no.
16.
Oh, 10 plus 6 is too much.
Shut up!
Alright, so Pogue and Emeritus, we'll call it both an aid another. Between Pogue, Emeritus, and Lucia, you guys, did the party know about Ling? I forget, be honest.
yes.
Okay.
They knew, like, I told them a little bit about it.
Okay, so you guys know he's been going to Ling, and you guys know Ling is kind of like the offshoot of Dimension of Dreams, where, like, terrible nightmare creatures live. Yeah, exactly. If somebody, like, dies mysteriously in their sleep, it's said that some monster from Ling killed them, like, as they enter fully into Dimension of Dreams. You guys think it might be something like that? Conservative minds might believe that Xandu's getting in over his head. Liberal minds would probably see, like, and I'm not trying to make this political, but liberal minds would probably think something like he's in, like, really big trouble. Because I do try to flavor my knowledge checks for the character.
Or both.
And then what about that plane check from the Cheliax Diabolist mindset? What could this mean?
You get everything that I told you.
Okay, cool. I'm getting worried for you. Lang is not a good place to go, especially when it comes to dreams. I'm worried for you, Xandu.
I haven't crossed over yet. I just stayed along the border, but something knows that I'm looking, and I think it's looking back.
This is not good. We need to be careful, especially deadening of Ling if they come after us. They eyed you, but all of us. I don't even want to think about it.
I have to get back to sleep.
No, you have to tell us what's
Back
going
to
on.
sleep.
You have to tell us what's going on, man, because this business about you going off and then blasting things. I mean, if you go in your dreams and you never come back, that's one thing. I mean, I'll be sorry to see you go, but blasting a town and stuff, that's some bad news. So if we're a team and we're in this together, fess up and let's find a way to all get in your head or get out of your head or something. I'm just saying.
The Void Weaver has her. She's in Lang now. I gotta get her out somehow.
Say that again, Sarah. I had OBS muted.
Oh. We can help because friends, I think, are supposed to help each other.
That is true, Papa Marites. Friends do help each other, especially when they are in need.
Did you just
Do you have
figure
any
that
way
out?
to get to the Dimension of Dreams?
If there's a way for us to get there, I think we talked about last session, either plane shift or one of the teleportation spell variants to get us all there.
Yeah, that's accurate. You need plane shift. You need you imagine somewhere there's a gate somewhere, but you'd have no idea. Now somebody's gonna roll a knowledge check and crit it, and the campaign goes on its head. But
So, would it be possible to say if we use the multiverse merchant to teleport to the multiverse and then teleport to Lang via that way? That is possible?
you could buy a scroll of plane shift. Teleporting to the multiverse is kind of like you're in the multiverse right now. So that to say I am teleporting to the multiverse is you don't know where you're gonna end up. But you could certainly buy a scroll of plane shift or something to that effect, or a scroll of gate. Gate you'll need too, of course, but. And also, you guys don't need to make a knowledge check to know that if something is able to screw with Xandu's head this much, in sort of he's there physically, but he's not there bodily. He's not going through a gate into the Dimension of Dreams. If you guys were to enter in there bodily, if you do it, you do it, and it would be brave, but at the same time, everybody kind of gets that feeling of it might not be the best idea in the world.
Is it a safe assumption to say this Dreamweaver is a very powerful creature, so it's above our current strength at the moment? Potentially?
I mean, if Lucia is asking that to Xandu out loud...
Yeah, I'm waiting for Xandu to handle this one.
Yeah, I am...
Xandu will look at her and say, let's just say some people treat it as a god.
Oh, okay, so if we do have a chance to kill it, we need to become much more stronger than we are.
We have those.
I don't care if I kill it. All I want to do is get my daughter back from it.
Your daughter? Hey, wait a minute.
Wait, daughter? I thought it was something else.
Adam told me who Emmy's father is. He didn't say Xandu.
Not biological father.
Fair enough.
Adopted father.
Xandu. Xandu. If
You put a shoulder on him, just.
Xandu.
You're so good at empathy.
If we are to go there,
I'm probably not very good at empathy, but I'll put a hand on Xandu's shoulder, and just a gentle, comforting pat. It's kind of probably awkward because Emeritus doesn't really know what he's doing.
I think I'm actually going to also ask Emeritus to make a will save. This is GM Fiat, but the curse you have is awkward and really vague and open-ended, so we're going to exploit that. Make a will save.
He goes in for that awkward, overfamiliar hug.
And inflict spell.
Zandu, one of the best ways we can get to that plane is if we get to find a scroll, a dimension, and then shift, a plane shift, or a gate spell. But that's down the road if we get the resources together.
So for the record, Sarah, that will save does pass, and you've like got yourself together enough. You probably like curse out in Celestial when Pogue tackles you, but like you've gotten your act together enough to where you're no longer like forced to speak in Celestial.
When does Pogue tackle me?
When you made a reflex save and he aided another.
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought you meant just now.
Just now, right now.
What's going on?
So is it a new game? Halfling tackling medium-sized creatures now?
Maximize.
It's only one size category away.
It's what he does for a living. Jesus.
Yeah, he's a fucking linebacker. Watch my profanity. Anyway, I digress. The floor is yours. I know I said I digress first.
Look, I don't want to get any of you involved in this. This is dangerous, and next time I fall asleep, I don't expect to wake up.
It's okay. We're friends and we're supposed to help each other, I think.
Aren't you being a little bit over dramatic? I mean, come on.
Who, me?
No, not you.
Well, it's a little of both, to be frank.
You're being over Pollyanna, the other one. But is this not waking up and stuff like that, and don't want to get us involved? And you just blasted a building and nearly crushed two of us. I'd say we're pretty well involved here.
If you want to help, I won't stop you, but at the same time, I would feel that I was not being a good friend if I asked for your help in this matter.
Look, I know about family and family being taken and never seeing them again. What I want to know is what's the best way to get your family back? I've heard about the planes, but from others, but I've never been to any of the other planes.
Really the only things that I can think of would be to find some way to negotiate with whatever this thing wants. Or I can go there myself, find her, and expend all of my psychic energy at once, much like you saw here, just hopefully in a more controlled manner to bring her back. But to do so, I wouldn't return.
Well, then who's going to take care of your daughter?
Awkward silence.
That is definitely something to... That's something to figure out, but... She's old enough now that unless she gets taken by some godlike entity again, she should be able to handle herself.
Look, I got bad news for you, friend. You go and visit that place, and you come back in that case. If she's been there for a while, what kind of state do you think she's in?
To the best of my understanding, she was taken by cultists, and she hasn't been there too long, because when I first found her, she was on the border, and when I returned, I guess the ground where that border was gone, but there were fresh spider webs still there. So my hope is that she hasn't actually been in Lang proper for too long. which is why I'm in such a rush to get back to sleep.
Do you have more power when you go there asleep, or would you have more power there in person?
That is a great question. As a player, I have no clue. So I'm going to,
Roll secret dice.
yeah, roll secret dice to see if I can even do this. If not, it'll take a little bit longer.
You ask Xandu what you ask him, and he kind of just like trails off and starts like staring into the grass. I think that's the effect, isn't it? Right? Yeah, it is.
Just let me know when I can.
Oh, you can.
roll
Yeah,
again.
whenever. It's just anytime you want to roll.
Because they're sitting there.
Awkwardly in silence as you sit awkwardly in
Yeah.
silence. That's the name of this session. We're all awkward.
Do it.
The check is
That's
successful.
better.
Well, the check is pending.
Okay. Yeah, the check is pending. I can actually try the check now.
The check is in the mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what would you like to do?
You know, I'm going to roll my best knowledge check because that's the best I can do.
Okay. Understood.
Pretty good.
It's not bad. It's respectable.
Could have been better.
What is your question? You're asking if you're stronger if you go there in your dreams or if you go there bodily.
Yeah, so would I have more power going there in the middle of my dreams, or if I went there like through a plane shift or a gate spell?
It kind of like, I'm not going to say it varies because that's not that accurate, but you know you have all of your agency, most of your, like, in meta terms, your ability to cast while in the dimension of dreams bodily. It's just like you can't remember a time you couldn't do that. As far as like if you were to go there physically, like if someone were to open a gate, you imagine it'd probably be about the same thing. The rules of the plane might work a little different for like Pogue and Lucia say, because they don't have a psychic affinity like you do, but you imagine you have pretty much the same effect either way.
It would be the same for myself either way, but I think it would be different to try and cast, or possibly even to move for the rest of you. It's not to say it's not possible, just that the Dimension of Dreams works a little bit differently than our world here.
Well, if we put it another way, if you go to sleep and you go there, how do we get there unless we go bodily?
Um,
I have a
Couple
feeling
scrolls,
there's going to be
like,
some
yeah.
more. Okay,
a
good.
couple scrolls of Dimension Door would work.
Dimension
just
Door is
as long
nowhere
as you
near
can-
powerful enough. Dimension Door is just like hop 5 squares forward.
Oh, not Dimension Door.
Can you
Gate.
imagine level 5? Let's go!
A couple scrolls of gate, but you just gotta be sure you have enough to get back.
Gate stays open for quite a while, doesn't it?
I believe. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. I'm also, like, for the record, not entirely sure, like, the planar
But
traits of the
opening
Dimension
a
of
gate,
Dreams.
if it stays open, other things can crawl out of it.
So I'm curious. So Lang, is that close to the multiverse map for the plane of shadows? I'm just thinking of a spell could potentially use if we do use a scroll
Make an
of
odds check.
Shadow Wall.
Make an odds
So
check.
non
Gate is
explains.
instantaneous or concentration.
So 17. I was thinking probably saving up money for a scroll to potentially get us to the plane shells and teleport to Langland.
You think it's possible. The plane of the shadows kind of like it contacts the ethereal plane, and I believe so too does the dimension of dreams. Yeah, the dimensional dreams is hidden like deep inside the ethereal plane, and it's maintained by like the dreams of mortals rather, and the plane of shadow connects
Well,
to the
that
ethereal
didn't
plane.
work.
So it's possible. What didn't work? Oh, that.
I was trying to do a whisper, but nothing
Ooh,
bad.
GM, you may hold the gate
Just
open.
mechanics.
Fair enough. But I guess Donald, to put it another way, if you imagine like America is the material plane, well, I'm gonna screw up my own analogy, and the dimension of dreams is like Western Canada. The shadow plane might be like Central and Eastern Canada, but the map is entirely more screwy, and it's not just like we'll go west and we'll get there. It's not like that. It's like you get it. If he's still with us.
Yeah, I also think Donald might be gone.
Donald, you are muted if you were speak. Oh, he said be right back.
Yeah.
Damn it!
I was just gonna say.
That's what I get for not monitoring Discord.
So I still don't understand. It seems the only way we can get there is physically, right? Like I can't just close my eyes and wish myself there. Anyway.
Make a knowledge check.
Okay.
I will also make a knowledge check, but it might be delayed by a few seconds. We'll see.
Yeah. It is delayed by a few seconds, but the 19 is enough to know for Pogue, like, when everyone dreams at night, they enter the dimension of dreams, but they don't enter, like, fully and bodily like Xandu does. It's kind of like, if you imagine, like, when you dream and you remember maybe, like, 3 or 4 seconds of that dream the next morning, it's like that. You enter for, like, a couple of seconds, and then you're actually there. Otherwise, your energy is just kind of, like, maintaining the place. Kind of like how the Dimension of Dreams works in the Wheel of Time. If you've read that book series, it's like that.
Yeah. So Pogue asks, Xandu says, so if I can visit there and see the dreams, but, just kind of, see what's going on, but not, do my thing there, like, is there a way that when I dream, I can see where you are? Like, find you in my dreams?
Xandu has permission to do stuff.
Yay! Let's see. Maybe.
Okay. What's the question?
The question is if someone else enters the dimension of dreams by actually falling asleep and dreaming, if they would have a way that they could locate me.
Probably not. You think maybe, like, if you were to intercept them for the brief few seconds that they exist there physically, you could bring them in that way, but otherwise the only way to enter is to go through a gate or to be, like, as psychic as you are, essentially.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, we're worried about us going and not having powers and that kind of thing, but at the same time, don't want to see you going alone and not having any backup. But if there was a way that we could, like, go in our dreams and just watch you, and then if you needed reinforcements, like, then we could teleport or something, then we could, like, to you, then that way we wouldn't all be wandering around aimlessly, but then we could help you when you need it the most.
That's true. Can everybody make a perception check real fast?
I cannot.
Fair enough.
23.
23. Okay, so you guys In theory. Okay, yeah. Lucia can't really see it through the goggles, but Pogue definitely is aware. Xandu's probably aware in the back of his head, but doesn't care. I don't see a Francis.
I am not wearing them. I just have them in the description if I were to use them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, you still don't
Sorry,
quite pick
my-
up on it. Francis kind of does. Well,
Acting up.
Francis picks up on it too. You guys, the wind has picked up in a kind of strange way. Like it almost looks like from the like little bits of sand that like you're starting to get far enough south that Qadira is starting to turn into a desert proper. It almost kind of looks like it's snowing. It's like the wind will like almost playfully pick up and toss the sand into the air and then it like down. It's really like Pogue got enough of a perception to realize that like it's certainly out of character for the region. There's no like sudden windstorms that do that.
Zandu, is that you? You doing that with the sand? This is kind of not normal. And you're kind of in charge of not normal around here, apparently.
I will find out if I can answer.
Xandu continues to
cannot.
just stare at the ground.
Dude,
There's something wrong with his brain.
where did we find him again? The hell? Well,
And I will try again.
All right. That is successful.
There we go. What? Sorry, did you say something?
yeah, dude. This wind that just picked up is not a normal thing. Are you doing it?
Would I know if I was doing it is the question.
You can make a check in theory.
Okay.
God.
Well, there is no spoon.
Pretty good.
So you don't think it's you. You're pretty sure it's magical because like it doesn't snow. You're not. You might be far enough north in Qadira that like in the dead of winter everywhere else, like where the wind hurts your face everywhere else in the world, like sometimes it might occasionally snow. Like imagine like Florida when there's half an inch of snow on the ground and they all freak out.
So
and
is
lose their
this like
minds.
snow or just like dancing sand?
It's like dancing sand, but it seems to be mimicking the effect of snow. Like it kind of the sand floats down like a snowflake would. But you're sure it's not you.
Okay, it's not me, it's something else.
Is this in the dream?
No.
No, this is happening
But,
to everybody right now.
Okay, I'm going to recall what could potentially do this. Is it would a knowledge planes check work or history?
You can certainly try either. What is your question, Van, for the Knowledge Arcana?
Pogue's trying to recall if he knows of any kind of magical effects that might be causing this, or sort of magical monstrosities or something.
Not really. You imagine, like, maybe, like, a playful air elemental might be, like, buzzing around doing it. It doesn't seem hostile. It just seems like, for some reason, it seems to be snowing in the, like, arid grasslands that are turning into the desert. As far as that knowledge of the planes check goes for Lucia, it's basically the same idea. Like, maybe, like, a little, like, capricious and playful thing from the plane of air might have showed up and started to, like, haha, it is snowing! But you don't get anything, like, super concrete.
Okay. I can actually kind of act on that information.
You
To
can.
speak Orin, the elemental air language.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always awkward to speak to something you can't see. Hello, he says in Orin.
Nothing responds.
Okay, I got something I'm gonna try, but I gotta see if I can try it first.
I don't think that's it.
You cannot try it. You continue
Nope.
to stare into the ground.
Great.
Well, that's super weird, but it's not hurting anything, so maybe we should just ignore it.
Maybe we should figure out what we're doing so that we get the hell out of here.
So, a quick question. We haven't rested yet.
No, we did rest.
You guys rested for the
except
night.
for Xandu.
Xandu is essentially running on. I'm gonna roll a d4. Is what I'm gonna do here. Actually, Xandu is running on about 25 hours of no sleep, and this whole conversation has taken both about an hour in the real world and an hour in game.
Okay, but I would assume I would have been reading my withered tome to prepare spells.
Yeah.
during this time.
I assume that the prepared casters, if you get 8 hours of rest, unless I say otherwise, you have your stuff. Yeah.
Isn't the plan to go to the mines and get what we can and then destroy these things? Destroy the mine?
You guys
Is
had
that
talked
not
about
the
that.
plan?
Yeah, that was you talked about it.
Yeah, I'm all for that, man, but can we take this head case anywhere?
He is certainly extremely tired.
There we go.
You did it.
Yay, he's gonna do a thing.
You're gonna
with
do
the,
a thing.
the snow thing.
Okay.
I gotta... He's at least talking right now.
Mm.
I just gotta make sure how this spell works, but he's nervous that something followed him back
Okay.
to an extent. So... Is it okay if I just, like, throw the spell in the chat so I can read it without having to scroll through my whole character sheet to find it?
Yeah. Knock yourself out.
Okay.
It'd be better for me too, because if I open another tab, you guys are gonna go robot real
Yeah, 'cause
fast.
I'm not even sure if I'm not even sure if this would work to cast it. I just want to double check the wording.
Sure. What we got? Detect thoughts. Yeah, that would work. Actually, you
Yeah.
can't. They would work, but
It's
you can't
60
cast
foot
it because
cone.
all of your spell slots are consumed for 24 hours.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
So close.
Darn.
Anybody else have a spell that might do that?
Quick metagame.
Well, I mean, if he's willing to be like, hey, maybe you can do a brain thing.
Do a brain
Yeah,
thing.
he'll say like, if you can try to detect
I can
creatures'
detect
thoughts
magic.
in the area.
Can I detect magic and see if
You would detect magic gives you there's like a faint. Man, I do not know my magical like schools in Pathfinder as well as I should. A faint like whatever mage hand is that school.
okay.
Not to say like you pick up someone's mage handing this.
Transmutation.
Yeah, a faint transmutation aura on the sand that's falling. But other than that, you don't pick up anything else.
I got an idea. Can I cast a level 0 spell?
You cannot.
Because it takes up no spell slots.
Let me
Aw.
read how it works. Hang on, let me read how Nightmare reads. It reads unable to regain arcane spells psychic for you because I say so for the next 24 hours. So yeah, sure, cantrips are fine.
Okay.
I'm a benevolent god.
He will try to pinpoint wherever this thing is. Like try and get where this snowfall is happening, like where it's getting kicked up. He is going to point to it and cast message.
Okay. You do so. The sand is kind of getting kicked up pretty much everywhere there is sand. If there isn't, there's kind of just like faint breezes. You cast message. Do you cast message though? I don't. I gotta reread how a thing works. I don't know if you do that.
Okay. I actually have detect magic prepared and detect thoughts, so I do that.
Oh, you have detect thoughts. That would work.
Yeah, it's a wizard's spell. Sorcerer and wizards for Pathfinder have the same spells for the most part, so that's pretty nice.
They definitely do.
I just didn't know if you had it as an option.
Mm-hmm.
If it was in your spell list at all.
So nothing stops you from casting cantrips. It appears that there's nothing to message. Detect thoughts picks up the party's thoughts. Detect magic picks up, like I said, like a faint transmutation. Not a whole lot of much, just a little bit of transmutation aura on the sand. Very, very faint.
Can I
So-
can I guess what type of spell it is using Arcana or the spellcraft skill?
You're welcome to try.
So 28.
You get the feeling it might be. I won't say something over your head because it's not, but like you don't quite understand it. You're not quite sure what's going on with it. Like you can't. It's definitely not like verbatim in somebody's spell list somewhere. I'll give you that.
What about detect thoughts?
Detect Thoughts picks up the party. Like I said, there's nobody else to pick
Oh,
up.
okay. So can I detect whatever this creature thoughts are?
Like I said, there is nothing to pick up. You detect the
There's-
party's thoughts.
You detect our thoughts and not anything else.
Correct.
Okay, so that's what it
Let's see if you see anything from Zandu in the middle of it.
Oh, okay. What do I
Yeah.
what do I hear or see using detect thoughts?
You
Okay, so
again for the third time, Donald. You hear the party.
Zandu is sitting there thinking, I am so tired. I wish that I could just get back to sleep, figure out what's going on. But I don't want to leave everyone else behind.
Hey, you remember that, like, trying to detect something, trying to detect an object that you keep trying to do, Lucia?
Yes.
So, what if we give Zandu this some object that you can detect? Do you think that would work across the planes?
Mechanically, can I do that with the spell gem? Could I do it?
Mechanically,
I'm just
it depends like 100% on how the spell reads. As far as like distance and duration, and like, if there's something like it doesn't work over planar boundaries, then it doesn't.
I know locate objects work on the plane on one plane, but another plane I don't think that how it works mechanically. I think.
I believe
Well,
you're
the
correct.
question would be
Neither do I.
which plane are you on while you're detecting it? Because if you are in the plane of dreams while doing so, and I am in the plane of dreams with that object, potentially. That's my guess.
That would work.
I haven't read it.
So you think you could magic something up, or what?
Yes, I believe I could potentially do that for you. Do you have a specific item I can try to locate?
Something from Zandu or something. I don't know how this works.
Your daughter, does she have a item that I can focus on?
No,
Does
I
she have
was
a-
thinking more in terms of the item that Zandu would take with him.
Well, it's possible to do both, so
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't spent all my spells for the day yet, so I can do both.
But the thing is, you would have to be familiar with the item, right?
True, I can do it for you, Zandu, but your daughter, unless if you just grab a item that you had and you gave it to her, that would work then, but that would be pushing the limits of what I can do.
Okay, so let's see if he responds at all.
Xander
Nope,
continues to
he's
stare
staring
at the ground.
So if he falls asleep, does what he has on him go with him?
Knowledge check.
Knowledge, I guess knowledge arcana.
Okay.
Or planes would work, either or.
Yeah, I imagine both are fine.
15.
Lucia thinks maybe Pogue is pretty sure that it kind of works like an item that is really important to Xandu, or like in more mechanical terms, like if a fighter goes into the dimension of dreams fully with his like and has a +5 keen blase longsword, that goes with him because his mind kind of like imprints on the weapon, and that weapon kind of becomes like a part of his psyche, if that makes sense at all. So yeah, more or less, you could pick something up.
So Lucia, you need to like spend some time with his. Well, this sounds really bad, but spend some time with his weapon, and then you can. Then you should be able to find him in the plane of dreams.
Yep, that is definitely doable. So, what item does Xandu trust me to spend time with? It feels odd saying that.
Okay, so Xandu is actually able to respond to this time. He looks up and he goes, I have some custom-made divining sticks that I can let you become familiar with. There's sort of a set. I can't really use them if I'm missing one, so I suppose that I can hand you this one. And he hands her a piece of it looks sort of like a little crystal. It's made from void glass, and other than that, it does not appear to have any markings on it.
Nice to know that. I get to know all the item details if that is relevant, if it helps me or not.
Well,
Do you just know them
Fortunately,
like
if
right away?
Yeah, just to have a more of a feel of the item to make sure. If I need to know what the other item feel like, I can probably get a more accurate guess using detect objects.
So,
if that
so
helps.
that's either a spellcraft check on your part or Xandu tells you.
Xandu will look at her and say, just be careful with detect magic around it, would you?
Okay. This magic, it's not of the arcane kind. Is that a safe assumption?
Yeah,
No,
you know.
The magic for these particular items, it was made for him by an arcane caster. So yes, it is arcane magic. You just have to be careful with it.
Oh, well, never mind.
Okay, so I examined the item to get a more of a feel and essence of the item, if that helped me locate the other part on the dream plane.
Okay.
I would assume I would go to sleep holding the item and cast detect object in a dream state.
That assumes that you enter the dream. That assumes you enter the dimension of dreams fully enough and for long enough to be able to cast it. But yes.
Okay.
Xandu would need to be able to find her, which is the hard part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xandu needs to find Lucia.
I
You would
think
need to be able
their
to find
plan
the members
is
of the party.
Donald is gonna try to go to the dimension of dreams with half of the magic item that Xandu just gave Lucia, and Xandu's gonna try to find Lucia in time to like bring her in fully, and then they can detect each other that way.
But he would need to be able to find her first,
Correct.
which is the hard part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys know that
So-
this plan, like, it works, but a lot of parts are gonna have to move at just the right way for it to pan out. There's a lot of like pieces of the puzzle that can fall apart and cause it to fail.
It is a shame that I don't get to cast Locate Creature until level 7. Or that would make this much more easier.
Yeah.
Lucia, if you do want to follow me, I would suggest getting a scroll. That way we don't have to depend on my ability to find you in the brief time you enter the dimension of dreams, to pull you in so that you can locate me later. So if you can go in through some sort of spell, it would be much easier for you to find me than it would be for me to find you.
So what type of spell would it be mechanically to do that? I'm just trying to think.
Again, plane shifter gate.
Okay, so that is outside my resources at the moment. So unless
Can you
if
not buy a scroll if you wish to follow?
I could, but I don't have that much money on me. Only about 1,000 gold on me. So
How
that's
much does a scroll cost?
How much does it cost?
it would be a plane shift to follow. That would be about 2,000 ish, I believe, for a
It's
level
a
6
Oracle level 5 spell, a Cleric or Oracle, or a Sorcerer Wizard 7, or a Summoner 5, etc., etc. So it's sort of wibbly wobbly.
The Divine Casters get it at 5th, the Arcanes get it at 7th, is what I'm hearing.
I guess I could use the summoner scroll level of that. It would be about 1,000. Am I correct? For a level 5 level 5 scroll. Am I correct?
I think that's correct. I'll try to look it up.
If we go with that, that would be
Okay, that would be 1125.
All right. So Pogue plops down a sack of gold. He says, "Just do it."
okay. So I spend all that gold to get the summoner scroll to do that. So would that be a spellcraft to use another
The problem
caster?
is you would need another one to be able to get back.
Yeah,
Okay,
Gate is a one-way trip.
Well, this is plane shift we're looking at.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely also a one-way trip.
Unless someone wants to get gate so we can bring multiple people in, but it's up to them.
And then that person would have to concentrate on it as well.
Yeah.
Like God forbid something bad happens while this is going down and the gate closes.
What about we have the cleric and gated on their spell, right? So could we use them
You can
to hold it open?
They do not know that spell. They know just like your basic battlefield medical stuff, cures and restorations and things of that nature.
Xandu is staring at the ground again, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Mm.
So if we do use 1,000 and then 200 a Poe, that is one way there, but not enough for me to get back. So So what is the group opinion on?
Pogue slaps down another bag and says, "And back."
Okay, cool. So we do that then.
Xandu wants to say something, but he's not doing anything.
Okay, you guys are able to grab 2 spells of plane shift, 2 scrolls of plane shift.
There's also a random 1d4 on there for some reason.
That's another hour has passed.
Okay.
Okay, so the party get the scrolls and let's see what happens.
Do you guys want to do that like right now? Xandu is certainly tired enough he could try to fall back asleep.
I mean, Xandu wants to do stuff. He wants to say stuff, but he can't.
Would Xandu be more in a powerful state if he rested up a bit more before we do this?
He would certainly get his spell slots back.
But do spell slots apply in the dimension of dreams?
How long does this last? How long does Pogue think this lasts?
Okay, Knowledge Arcana. You think it goes deeper than the normal like spells of this nature you might have seen. You imagine as far as like the normal effects, like him getting hurt and him not being able to like recover spells, might be about 24 hours.
So
why don't we try having him sleep and see if Lucia can find him in her dreams using locate object.
Oh, this is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
She already became familiar with this weapon, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna say in an hour you're able to become familiar with the obsidian rod, or excuse me, the void glass rod that makes it worse that you were given.
Right.
So we are going ahead with this plan. Zandu not fully rested up and going into his dream. This sounds like a very bad movie right now.
Is this
Yeah,
party
but-
consensus? Is everyone wanting to go forward with this?
Sure.
Sarah and Kane?
I don't like it.
Does that mean you do not consent?
I'll go if everybody else is going, but I don't like it.
All right, Sarah.
You
You
Does
were
plane shift-
upstairs at the time. Did you hear everything?
I heard.
Does plane
No, I didn't
shift
hear
let us
anything
through?
because my phone's messed up.
Okay, so what they want to do is they want to. Zandu's gonna go pass back out, and the party's bought 2 scrolls of plane shift. They're gonna try to plane shift everybody into the dimension of dreams to find him to try to fix him.
Yeah, that sounds like a fine plan.
Okay, so what were you trying to ask, Van?
This plane shift works for all of us.
I think it functions like teleport. I will double check. Real quick.
I'm reading it now. You move yourself and some other creature to another plane of existence for a alternate dimension. It's several when people link hands in a circle. As many as 8 can be affected by plane shift at the same time. There's a rule about how precise.
So
the
there's not a
location
rule
might be.
for like you're not gonna screw up and end up on the plane of fire, but you
No,
could
no.
screw up and end up really far away from where you're trying to go.
True. So, is it possible for me to get a location of some kind from Zandu Mind? So, having more of a accurate jump leap for everyone?
Yeah, using the locate object too, especially.
Yeah.
Yes,
you
so-
could, but you would need some means of like reading his mind while he is sleeping. That makes it sound kind of creepy, but.
If I really want to use all of my
you talk again.
if
All
I
right,
really
Xander
want
has
to-
the floor. He's been trying so hard to roll above a 50 on percentage dice, and he just got there.
Okay,
Go,
if I
Xander,
want
go.
to-
Not Donald.
Okay. I don't think it would be wise for all of us to go because we still have gunpowder to blow up and a mine to destroy. I think at least Pogue should stay behind, and hopefully someone else to back him up.
I'll stay.
Pogue can stay with Enderling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Just hang out with the troops for a little while.
Well, when he comes back, I'll let Big Guy know what's going on.
Okay.
Poe, the best part is you get to sing show tunes to all of the troops.
What? I guess he might. I don't know.
Yes, I can buy you with some money you have. You can probably buy yourself a nice, pretty dress and sing show tunes to everyone and be like Marilyn Monroe.
Pogue looks her straight in the face with daggers in his eyes and says, "I already have a dress. Thank you very much."
Boom.
It is a thought.
All right.
Out
So
of game.
if we're gonna go ahead and do this,
So if you want to try and get a better idea of where I am before jumping in, I will fall asleep first. You can use detect thoughts on me, and that will help. But I want to ask, in my experience in the knowledge of, or in the dimension of dreams, even if I was tired here and therefore had no spell slots that I could use, in the dimension of dreams while I am resting, because it's all wibbly wobbly, would I still be able to cast spells?
well, before you ask, you gotta roll percentage dice.
Again?
Yep. Because this is
Okay.
gonna involve a skill check.
Boom.
All right, make that skill check.
Come on, baby.
Okay. What exactly is the question?
Okay, so right now I can only cast cantrips, but I'm assuming that's because I'm overtired and got no rest to prepare spells and expended all of them at once.
That's
So
accurate.
I'm wondering if in the dimension of dreams, once I'm asleep, am I considered resting? Basically, am I considered resting while I'm asleep so that I can have my spells ready to go in the Dimension of Dreams, even though I can't do it here?
Okay. Technically, yes, your body is resting when you go to the Dimension of Dreams, even you when you enter so fully as you do. But the thing that has taken away your spells, the thing that's caused all of this, you get the feeling it's a lot more permanent than rest, and it's more of like a duration that has to tick down before you have the ability to try to get them back.
Okay, and is that something that would still apply in the Dimension of Dreams? Because it's all wibbly wobbly, and you can sort of just like create whatever when you want to.
It would apply in terms of like your psychic spell list, but in terms of like interacting with the Dimension of Dreams, you'd think it might be a little different. You're not sure though.
Okay, so Xandu really wants to have his spells ready, but he also doesn't want to have to wait
Okay.
and risk things getting worse, and knowing that I could manipulate the Dimension of Dreams still and have that in some way function in place of spells.
Sure.
Even if
Okay.
it's not like literal duplicate,
Mhm.
but I could still do spellish stuff like create a pillar like on top of somebody
Yeah.
or whatever. So I think Xandu is ready and willing to do this whenever everybody else is,
Okay.
and he's going to insist that the others still try to infiltrate the mine if they are able.
Okay. So Lucia is going to cast Plane Shift. Who in the party wants to go with her?
I think consensus. Paul, stay back.
So if Pogue is staying back, then we're waiting on Emeritus and Francis.
Poke's business is being sneaky, and he's not a quiet thinker, so...
Gotcha.
I will go with Lucia.
Okay.
Because friends stick together.
Because friends stick together. Kane, you going with?
Fine.
All right. So first things first is I'm gonna need Lucia to make that spellcraft check.
Well, should I fall asleep first?
It's gonna
That
happen
was the plan.
simultaneously.
Let's see. If I fail this roll, I'm going to use my hero point to make sure I succeed.
That sounds like a great idea. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to re-roll again.
Okay. Understood.
Booyah!
Booyah.
Does 26 succeed that DC?
I am
assume
not sure.
it does.
I forget what the
I was
DC
gonna-
is. Hang on.
It's part of the spell list, even though it's a different level.
Yeah. But he's getting it from someone else's spell list, so we're treating it like it's a summoner spell. So I need to write
Okay.
these down because it happens so much. DC equals scrolls caster level +1. It's a 5th level spell. So he got it at 10th, +1 is 11. So the hero point is expended and it succeeds. I will roll. Now, if this comes up as a 1, it's not going to be you show up 1 mile from where you're trying to get to.
No,
1d500.
Whoa.
Okay, now that that's happened, let's have Xandu roll percentage dice.
Percentage dice, yay!
Public percentage dice.
Public percentage dice, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
finally I get to use the plane shift spell and some of the higher level spells at last.
At level 6.
Well, it's a
91.
Xandu
It's
does
a-
not enter the Dimension of Dreams. He is not able to reach REM sleep. It's literally a 90% chance, and he rolled a 91. So he's on the fail part. Xandu falls asleep. There's nothing saying the man who's been up for 26 hours doesn't immediately just crash. But let's have Donald and Francis and Emeritus all 3 make perception checks, if they would, please. As I quickly use this excuse to read about the Dimension of Dreams.
okay. I'm thinking I'm going to use a action point to make sure I get a better roll. So that like +6. Am I correct?
That is +1d6.
13.
Sarah has 13, Francis has 31.
Okay.
Donald
So
has 10.
10.
So this
So-
probably blows Lucia's mind. It's everything kind of looks like I described before. It's kind of like driving down a highway at night with all the like lights of cities and like the reflectors on the side of the road back at you. It's that kind of thing. Same for
Millennium Falcon.
yeah, pretty much. Same for Emeritus. Francis, and I gotta look at the Dimension of Dreams here. I'm trying to read stuff. I will say that everybody, and that everybody being Pogue, sees that when the spell resolves and Lucia casts Plane Shift, Francis and Lucia and Emeritus just kind of drop and start. They don't like really loud, but they start like their chests rise and fall as if they are very deeply sleeping.
So something like in like a comatose sleepish state then.
Francis, it's probably also really blowing the druid's mind for sure. Like I said, it kind of looks like a bunch of lights all over the place. Francis is the first one to realize that he's kind of floating.
Ooh.
And you realize the other two are as well, and you kind of, like, you realize there is no gravity here. You realize you can kind of just, like if you lean left a little too far, you start, like, flying left. If you lean right, etc., etc., etc. It's that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's all sort of, like, orientation-based.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, being in this dream state, I'm going to try to locate Zandu.
Okay, go ahead and cast your thing.
That would be... So, do I need to make a concentration check as it's a withered spell?
No, you don't need to make a concentration check. You can cast.
Okay, so I cast the spell, so...
Okay, so can you put in the chat how the spell works, please, for me? Just so I don't have to, like, dig out another thing and start reading through it. I guess Pogue also notices Zandu appears to be sleeping much, like, not, like, freaking out in Varese, more just like a man who's been up for 26 hours and then finally gets to lay down and rest. He actually is probably snoring harder than everybody.
So Pogue's confused why the bodies didn't go with the people.
Okay, you can make a check for that.
Okay, I put it in the chat there, so... Am I within a range?
You are not. The spell fails. And Pogue realizes that these guys are dreaming, and that's how they've entered the Dimension of Dreams. You also, like, by virtue of the fact that Zandu is just, like, out, you get the feeling either he didn't make the Dimension of Dreams or he made the Dimension of Dreams and everything's okay.
So Pogue's looking at him like, they needed a scroll to fall asleep? What the?
So what did the group want to
Scroll
do?
of melatonin.
Yeah, it's feeling 2,500 gold lighter.
Yeah, $2,000 worth of melatonin.
That's just Ambien. That's just straight up, like, drugs.
Yeah, well, the lights and stuff would be Ambien, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not that I know, but anyway.
So what did the group want to do on the other side? It seems I cannot locate him on the other side. Here.
Well, if we're here, why can't you find him?
I think he might have been connected to the other side yet, or something happened. So could I make a plane check roll to figure what happened?
Yeah, go for it.
So he's not here.
So 20. So could I figure what happened?
You can figure that something has gone wrong. You're not sure exactly what. This is new territory for you. He might have showed up and something might have killed him. He might not have made it at all. Maybe you went to somewhere else. Well, no, that's a knowledge planes. You're sure this is the Dimension of Dreams. So yeah, all you know is there's a flaw in the plan somewhere.
The plan worked for us. We got over here, but apparently his something happened on his side, so he's not on the other side. This is odd. How do you want to proceed with this?
I knew it. I knew something like this would happen. This is exactly the reason I didn't want to fucking come here. It costs too much money, and we're wasting time.
Sarah?
It's like a bad cruise.
Sarah?
Sarah's dead.
This is a terrible cruise. I am not getting my money worth. Where are the free drinks? Where are the pool I can swim in?
Well, that's what makes it terrible, doesn't it? Well, I don't even know what I'm doing here. What any of us are supposed to do here without Captain Abstractism.
Wait, did Xandu use his hero point already?
Xandu did not use his hero point already, but the check is already resolved. Oh, look at that. Yeah, sure. You can expend your hero point to reroll the percentage dice. But only
Okay.
because this is taking like 8 hours for you. You're probably done.
Yeah, I figure, like...
You've probably been up in real life about 26, 27 hours at least one point in your career, and you know how it is when you finally hit the bed and suddenly it's 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe it was just a delayed arrival.
Fair enough. Okay. So, yeah, by all means, go ahead and reroll those percentage dice if you would like to.
Dang it!
It continues to fail, and Xandu continues to rest comfortably in the village of
I
Kabula.
knew it.
Oh.
How are you even doing that? Can Pogue help him?
I don't... Maybe. If you
My
come up with a
girlfriend or
creative
something?
response, maybe.
Okay, Paul, how about you do your magical performance dance to get him onto the other side?
Yes, quick, perform a USO show, so he will go to the Dimension of Dreams.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is wake him up, tell him that it failed, and have him go back to sleep.
Right.
And
Wait,
even
this
then, Pogue is not 100% sure the spell failed.
Wait,
True.
This is a plan. So how about Paul get on to Xandu, slap him until he's awake, and then tell him to go back to sleep
Just,
again.
"Wah! Go to bed!
Right, exactly. So, all right, I'm going to be creative, and I'll wake him up. I'm going to say, "Hey, did you? They find you?"
Xandu feels about like you feel when you've been up for 25 or 26 hours and you slept for, wait for it, 2 hours, and then somebody wakes you up.
What?
Yeah.
Wake up before I knock
Oh
you
shit,
out.
no.
Okay, so, all right, so back to sleep with you. So Pogue, thinking quickly, starts singing him a lullaby.
And cast
Oh my
sleep
God.
on him.
Oh.
No, he's using the lullaby cantrip.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Question to Paul: are you wearing pants at the moment? I'm
Yes, he's
thinking-
wearing pants, Donald!
What?
Good.
Where
I
is this going?
am just making sure you are not wearing a dress.
Oh, okay, a dress.
Yeah, if you're doing show tune, like we're thinking, are you wearing a dress?
Pogue's
In my
not doing
mind.
show tunes.
He's singing him a sweet lullaby, and that allows Xandu to fall back asleep and roll the percentage dice a third time. Now, of course, realize if this succeeds, the druid, the wizard, and the oracle? Yeah, you're an oracle. Are going to have no idea. I should just say the full casters, because that's what happened.
Hey.
Xandu succeeds
I
and
didn't-
makes the Dimension of Dreams. Now roll a will save.
All of us.
No, just Xandu. I forget what the DC is.
I am enjoying trying to pull leg at times.
All right, I think you should.
Nope.
Is it a bad nope?
What?
Can I
That's a 12.
It's not a great no.
can I aid him?
Yeah, you can. I'll let that
Okay.
go.
All right, so I'm just doing a will save.
Yeah.
He's
just
singing
roll.
a peaceful
Oh,
lullaby.
I'm
Do you-
reading
Oh
The
no.
lullaby hits a bad high note.
there. I hit a bad note.
Okay, so that increases the DC or the check by 4. I hope it doesn't increase the
Yeah.
DC. Oops.
Just no,
So,
hopefully not the DC.
As if he rolled a 16. I'm pretty sure a 16 still fails. Right? Yeah, where is it? Okay, yeah, so the same thing happens.
Jesus.
Zandu hits the Dimension of Dreams for about 0.2 seconds before he feels something just grab onto his temples and he just blacks out. And pretty much as soon as he passes out, Pogue is probably just right there trying to, like, egg him on, and his eyes, like, fly open. His eyes are kind of moving like a REM sleep pattern, but again, the eyelids are just, like, all the way open, and he starts mumbling in backwards Varisian.
Oh.
Don't get blasted with the full frontal force
No.
of every cantrip.
No, I already
Full frontal
committed
force
that.
of every single cantrip. 5 prestidigitations!
Pogue sees this happen and he dives away from him and covers his head and waits for the blast.
Fair enough. So what's Lucia and Emeritus and Kane and Francis doing?
So did Francis came into the plane for a moment, or
Francis is the druid, and he's standing right next to you.
I mean Dandu.
You have no idea.
How do we figure it out?
They didn't detect a blip in the force,
They did
a
not.
disturbance in the force,
Because they weren't
okay.
actively looking for it. They looked for it once and it failed.
Oh,
So at present, you have no idea.
Well, how do we figure it out?
Well, like you said, Lucy, it's one of two things. He's either dead or he's not here. Or he's dead and he's not here.
I didn't prepare another locate object. I thought first time round would have been a success. So what does the group want to do exactly? We are in a plane that we don't know where to go, and we don't want to get too far. So, plan?
You guys all know where to go is kind of wibbly wobbly. Because just the nature of the Dimension of Dreams.
I mean, we don't know where we're going. We barely even know what we're looking for. Our Sherpas shit the bed.
Zandu had one job to do, and he failed it.
No, he
3
succeeded.
separate times. Meta knowledge. 3 separate times.
Well, I had it open.
So, do we want
I'm
to?
still waiting to know when I can
Yeah, I'm getting there.
be
I saw
aware
ya.
of what's going on.
I saw you.
So what's the plan? Do we stay in the plane longer? I didn't prepare another locate
If-
object yet.
If we can't find him to help him find what he's looking for, then there's no sense in us being here. The longer we stay here, the more likely we are to run into something that doesn't fucking want us here.
True. We are unwelcome, so did they agree to go back using the scroll again?
Gentleman and wife.
I can't
Okay.
hear wife.
Papa, what do you want to do? Go back or waste more time on this plane? Sarah?
We could wait, but I don't know how good of an idea that is. Or we could go back and wasted time going here and back.
How long have we been waiting at this point?
You're not sure.
So it would be a planes check to figure how much time passed.
You could try that. You're not entirely sure. Time is wibbly wobbly in the Dimension of Dreams. It might have been a couple hours. It might have been a couple days. This is everybody's first foray into this realm, so it's an entirely just you have no clue.
Oh, that's what I'm waiting on. We get back and it's been 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years passed and losing a bounty of 10 million became 100 million.
Or Pogue sold you. Spend 1,000
After
gold to
it
get
became
10 million.
but he's got to make the $2,500 back somehow.
Yeah.
Well, we have a mind to loot, so I'm not prepared to to locate him on its other side. One shot failed, so I want to go back.
Okay.
Is that the plan?
So, Kane.
So
I'm all about going back. I didn't want to come here in the first place.
I guess we're going back.
All right, make that spellcraft check. That does pass. You guys, let's see, actually. About an hour passes, and then Emeritus and Francis and Lucia, all three wake up. You guys see Xandu is, like, he's freaking out like he was last night. Same idea. It's probably around this time that his voice kind of, like, escalates a little bit. And his eyes are wide open, but, like, without roll. Well, you guys get to roll. Go ahead and roll a knowledge points check.
Poke's like, what the hell are you doing back?
This jackass didn't show up.
Wait, is this perception?
This is a knowledge of the planes.
so 26.
I see. Waiting on a Francis.
I don't have knowledge points.
Oh, fair enough. Not waiting on Francis.
17.
Okay, so between the two of you, you guys get the feeling that Xandu did eventually make the Dimension of Dreams, and Pogue thinks that too. But you get the feeling that something got him before you were able to find him.
It looked like the plan didn't go as planned exactly. Yeah.
Wasn't a very good plan.
Burn!
Oh.
So about 5 hours had passed, so... let's roll percentage dice. Okay, it's not as warm today as it has been. That kind of further accentuates the snow, air quotes, that's still falling all over the place.
Is it actual snow, or is it just...
No, in air quotes, what I mean is, like, the sand is being thrown around in such a way that it looks like it is snowing. That kind of thing.
So it's windy?
Yeah. Like, dramatic effect windy, essentially.
Everything on our side went off as planned, but it seems Xandu didn't get to the other plane. I didn't get to make contact with him. So, if we're going to try this again, we need to do it in the future when we have more resources to make sure something like this happen.
You mean, if we try this again, we're going to do it with somebody else's money.
Also did that.
Yeah, whenever we get the resources in the future to do that. We do have the mind to loot, so should we rest up and then let Xandu rest up and then go to the mine later today?
Yeah.
That's definitely a thing. How long do you guys want to rest?
Oh, long enough for him to get his spells back, but not much longer than that.
Okay.
So is that like 8 hours for him?
8 hours would end. Lucia as well has spent a considerable amount of spells.
Okay, so if it's just 8 hours, I didn't really spend that many of my spells. So what time would it be if we do rest up for 8 hours?
It would be about 7 in the afternoon. It's like September, so it would be dark out.
We are going into a mine that is dark to say. So I guess I could actually spend the 8 hours item crafting, and then we go into the tunnels then.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great to me.
Oh, Tommy, for future reference, I know it's too late to apply this now, but for future reference, did those effects count as mind affecting? Because I have a +2 saving.
They do count as
against
mind
saves for
affecting, but
those.
the +2 is not enough to beat the DC. But I will bear that in mind. Okay, so you guys want to rest for 8 hours and go? Is that what I'm hearing?
I would be busy making that item for 8 hours, so I would have had passed the DC. So
Would have passed the DC. You need to. Oh, you did roll it. Okay, what are you making?
I rolled. Oh, I'm working on the cloak.
The cloak of resistance.
Yeah, so it's like another 2 more successful days of work, pretty much.
Yeah, let me another 1 day because you're spending 8 hours, to my understanding. But
so
you've spent 1 day if you wait 8 hours right now because yesterday can't be reneged.
yeah, so it's 2 more days of work for that cloak to be done, pretty much.
Sure. I'm just trying to look at the Are you just making a +1?
It is a +3 trying to make, so
You
it
can't
would
make a
be
+3. Your caster level is not 3 times the cloak's bonus. Your caster level is 6. The best you can do is a +2.
Yeah. It would be effectively the DC would go up to actually make that item effectively how
Right.
magic item work.
Yeah, I'm
The
looking at the DC right now.
rules as written is effectively if you lack a component such as caster level, spell, feat, increase the DC by 5. And
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I believe I beat the DC like that. So
So
it would doable to make items like that, but it's very difficult to beat those DCs at that point.
all right, hang on. I'm not sure if you actually beat the DC. The DC is 5 plus caster level. You are caster. You're trying to. It's caster level 5th, so that's 10. You don't have the thing, so that's another 5. So you have tied to defender. You just barely have tied to defender.
Oh, okay.
So
I have
otherwise that failed.
Oh, really? Okay, so how about just say, okay, so would that be a cursed item, or how do you want to work?
You did not fail. Another day passes. Zandu wakes up about 7 o'clock in the afternoon, or evening, night rather. Zandu takes that much lethal damage. In addition, Zandu now hasn't had rest for, well, I've lost track.
For 50 hours.
It's been a while.
About,
Like 49.
it's been 25. Shit, I started counting to 13. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's been 33 hours. Zandu has gone without rest. So there will be some non-lethal damage on top of that as well. I just need to grab that non-lethal damage from conditions. Zandu is also exhausted now, as opposed to just fatigued. Somewhere near here it is. That's asleep. I don't want asleep. I want. What happens when you're sleeping?
Oh, let's go to the dimension of dreams. It'd be fantastic.
Hey, it could have
Different
worked.
trip. Y'all
You
will just
said
get over
exhausted?
20 minutes. There's not a giant fucking deity tier spider there waiting for us or anything.
Yeah.
I had to get it to when I actually needed something over 10. The dice doesn't like me today.
It is what it is. I cannot find.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to see how much non. We're gonna treat it like it's a forced march. That's what we'll do. So each hour of our marching beyond 8 hours, we'll say after. Okay, so we'll have Zandu make, and I'm kind of rounding this up for the sake of time, but make 8 Constitution checks, not Fortitude saves, Constitution checks. This is for each
8
hour. Yeah.
Decks. Okay. Okay, this will be fun.
Oh yeah, it will. I'm glad you take this on the chin. If this happened to me, I'd be so pissed off right now. What are you doing to me? And why are you stealing all the gold?
like-
Oh,
It's
that's
a mimic.
straight Constitution. Is that straight Constitution or Fortitude?
Straight Constitution, D20 plus con mod.
Okay. And how many did you say? 5?
8.
8.
You're dead.
The first one succeeds.
Oh,
The second and third one fail. The fourth one fails. The fifth one fails. That succeeds. That's, well, actually, does it? I forgot my DC because there's so many numbers. 5, 6, so it's +2. So the 20 succeeds. Everything after the 20 fails. So that's a failure. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 6 failures. So you take, in addition, this many d4s of non-lethal damage.
Oh boy, he's hurting.
Other than that, he is awake. The condition resets when you tried to enter the Dimension of Dreams and failed. You lose your spells again, so that sucks. You're exhausted mechanically. It'll take you guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours to reach that mine, I believe. Now that I'm watching OBS, I should scroll over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 hours to make that mine.
Do healing potions work?
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't.
You said that was 15 non-lethal?
Correct.
Okay.
So if I give him a healing potion, then that will... Does that help?
Yeah. It's the HP damage can be removed with stuff that heals him for sure.
For the 5 hours going to mine, I work on the item to get a bit more progress done.
Okay, so that's when you're moving,
That
4
would be-
hours equals 2. Is that correct?
It would be about like about a quarter of a day work, about ish.
Okay, got it.
I would assume a 23 beats the DC.
It
I would
does.
assume. Okay, so another two and three-quarters days left of work.
Okay. So if you guys travel to the mine now, if Xandu is traveling on foot, Xandu's gonna keep, like, this is gonna keep ticking up on him. If Xandu is traveling in,
We have a cart, right?
if he
I
travels
was-
in Mercutio's cart, or if he travels in the carriage, it's probably fort saves to not just outright fall asleep.
I would assume going to the mine, we would be using the carriage and horse that I have to get us there.
What about your soldiers?
How many soldiers do we want to take to the mine?
All of them. What are we leaving them there for?
I thought we were going. So we take all the soldiers. I thought the plan was to divide up the group.
In addition, your soldiers, like, blatantly, like, they look pretty impatient. They seem to not have much of an idea what's going on. They're still, like, they're not mutinous impatient, but they're, like, everyone's chomping at the bit to do something.
They're just, I'm bored.
With the side of
In
Gaspers.
in the cart, if I am able to, before I have to make a save to not fall asleep, Xandu will ask if somebody can give him something to improve his willpower. Because
You guys can also see, like,
something
when
happened.
Xandu wakes up, like, his nose starts bleeding really profusely, and he's, like, exhausted.
Okay, so would
Healing potions would help, and anything that improves his willpower, which is a non-meta way of saying will save.
Yeah.
I have a healing potion I can give you.
timely inspiration won't work?
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
What about can I transfer action points to Xandu? Would that work?
You can roll them for him, yeah. How many do you have left? I don't remember giving you that many.
Just one.
Just one? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't really want to waste it. It's a valuable thing, so.
I'll cast Cure Light Wounds on him.
Alright, so the non-lethal damage heals first, and it's healed at twice the rate. You're still exhausted, but it definitely doesn't feel bad when somebody starts healing you.
Lend him your luck stone.
Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can loan him that. I'll whip out my bag and give it to him.
You also think it might be a good idea to heal him.
I can.
I feel like I need to point that out to the Oracle.
Well, I can do that too. I just thought that Lucia had him covered with healing potions.
I have a Cure Light Wound potion I gave him, so it's 1d8 plus 1.
How much more healing do you need?
I mean, I got all the non-lethal out of the way, but it just wasn't quite enough to even touch into the lethal damage.
I
So how much lethal
You
damage?
only healed 1 point of lethal.
Yeah, he's got 11 lethal damage on him, if I'm remembering correctly.
I've got cure moderate or cure serious wounds.
Cure Serious Wounds would definitely heal him all the way up.
All right.
That's 3d8 plus... What is it, Sarah?
Your caster level to a maximum of 15.
So 3d8 plus 6. I'll just roll it on here, Sarah, so you don't gotta dig your dice out and lose them. Xandu is healed for 10. Which is almost enough.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, but he had some damage from before that he never
wow.
healed up.
Oh, I see. And
That's
and
kinda
Xandu is still
sad.
exhausted, so if somebody has, like, restoration...
Oh, wait, no. Yeah. No, yeah, he's just 1 point behind then. You're right.
Okay.
I was mathing wrong.
So are we ready to head to the mine?
Yes, I would mention to Poe, with the expense taken out of your pocket, whenever we get to divide up the loot, you get the equivalent amount from the loot that I would have get to cover that cost out of your pocket.
Classic
think
alpha
so.
neutral. Blah. Okay, so again, the
Well,
question still stands. You guys have about 1,400 people that are trying to fight to free their country, and they've been told you are the leaders,
And they're getting fussy.
and they're getting fuzzy. Yeah.
taking them to the mine would give them some action.
Yes, it would.
So
I will say I did
will
roll
work.
percentage dice at some point, and nothing happens as you guys rest. No, the Tien woman and Ogruz, they come and go. No one's really paying them any mind, but they come back every couple hours. Maybe occasionally there's like one or two beat up guys with them, but mostly it's nothing. You also aren't attacked. Anywho.
Also,
Yes.
did I get to borrow a luck stone, and did anybody give me like a will type spell?
Do you have the luck stone? Do you give him the luck stone?
Yeah, we'll loan it to him.
Alright, so that's a +1 to all your saves. Are we ready to begin travel? Do the troops
Cool.
go? Troops all go with us?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, so
let's do
first
that.
hour of travel is Xandu trying to stay awake.
Oh, Xandu's not trying to stay awake. He wants to go back to sleep.
Alright, so make a
And that's,
roll percentage dice.
Okay. Let's do that.
Does a cloak of resistance apply to this stuff?
It does if he doesn't have one, yeah.
Do you have one?
Too many questions.
Do you have a cloak of resistance?
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember. How do you not remember?
If you don't,
Yes, I do.
Okay,
You do good.
I do have a cloak of resistance, and then I get the luck stone, right?
correct. So
Yep.
that's just a flat +1. So go ahead and make your percentage dice.
Okie
You don't
dokie,
have
here
to.
we go.
You don't have to make them secret. It does not succeed. You do not enter the dimension of dreams. Xandu just like. I imagine he probably doesn't even shut the door of the carriage. Just kind of like falls. I meant the carriage is big enough to carry what, like 4 medium people sitting comfortably. I imagine. Is that correct, Donald?
It would be about 5 people plus the carriage rider up front.
Okay, gotcha. So he probably just like hits one of the benches and just like is done. Nothing
This
prevents.
is probably good. It's not what he wants, but it's probably for the best.
It is probably for the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I think I might have mistold you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours actually passed. So I'm gonna say by the time you guys reach the mines, everybody is pretty tired. The troops probably aren't, because the troops have done nothing. But everybody who's been out like running around and talking and stuff, you guys have been up for not 24 hours, but it's around the time that you would have gone to bed yesterday.
So
Mechanically speaking, it's like after midnight as you reach the mines.
Not fine. I had a nap earlier today.
Yeah, you guys had like an hour power nap. You're good. You got this.
So what's the plan? Do we power on or rest for the group?
It's up to you guys. Xandu is definitely out. Like, Xandu will wake up in probably around the time you guys wake up. Like, everybody can tell, because I assume someone is checking on him. Especially, like, someone had to shut that door. So, like, you come in and he's just... He is done.
Okay, I get a blanket from the carriage and put it on him so he is covered.
How kind of you. So do you guys want to rest the night here and outside the mines?
That might be best.
Does anyone not want to?
I kind of want to set up, I don't know what, but something that would make this taking of this mine all that much simpler.
Okay, well, let's have everybody make a perception check, actually. Not Xandu. Xandu's dead to the world right now.
19.
Oh, yeah.
I
So
have been
everyone
there. Everyone
So
who
who
is not Xandu, make a perception check, please.
Woo!
Boom! Alrighty, so, you guys reach the mine, and the mine looks, I guess I need to move OBS a little bit here, so the people who are watching us at home can see. I need a bigger OBS window, or I need a less fancy interface. But now that I'm actively paying attention to OBS. I like how, Enterling is the one who's marking where we're going, but he's not here. I digress. The mine looks exactly how it looks on the board. I'll move Enterling so everybody can see my mine, and then they'll go back. It kind of, at this point, you guys are definitely, like, you've crossed from arid grasslands into desert. There's a simple wooden palisade put up around the mine. Everybody notices that it's pretty abandoned. It doesn't look like anybody's been here for a while. Like, there's no, like, tools or anything laying out. Francis crit. I will also say, as you guys travel, I will roll percentage dice. Okay, the moon is full enough that you have enough line of sight to see as you're traveling the like snow effect on the sand continues. You guys reach the mine, and it's kind of like where that tent is. You go inside that tent, and there's like a weird like ladder to go down. It's like if Enderling were want to go down there, he'd have to squeeze even at medium. There's no way the horses are getting down there. To say nothing of not Necros. To say nothing of Agruz's war cat. But by the like down the ladder a little bit on the wall, it kind of smells like a combination of like blood, mucus, and like fecal matter.
Ew.
Somebody has drawn like an almost perfect circle on the wall. There's a little like gap like where the circle would meet on one side, and it looks like kind of like somebody's carved like, well, not carved, like drawn with their blood and their poop and their mucus, like a snake biting its own tail, essentially. It's probably about as big as Francis's chest. But yes, an Ouroboros.
Could I guess how much blood have been spilled on the wall?
Lucia hears my flavor text and goes to cast blood money.
Yeah, I'm just figuring. This is a lot of blood, so I'm thinking, how many people died?
Did we cut out? Or did we cut out? Did you unplug my...
No, we can hear you.
Oh,
We
yeah,
can hear you.
somebody unplugged the headphones.
Sorry,
Tommy.
guys.
Go ahead.
Tommy, I'm just figuring out. This is a lot of blood, so I'm figuring out how many people died exactly.
my
So,
Make a check.
so knowledge nature.
Okay, go for it.
Uh, 15 nature.
It would have to be a lot of people if it was people. You're not entirely... It's hard to say. Like I said, the circle is about the size of Francis's, and Francis, if I understand it correctly, isn't particularly skinny. About the size of, like, his midsection.
You call him fat?
Am I...
He is fat.
Boom! But anyway, it's about that big. And it had to be, like... If it was people, it was probably, like, 3 or 4 or 5 people. Or somebody just, like, bled like a ketchup packet.
Oh.
We do any of the healers know the spell or propel blood biography? I'm just curious.
The clerics that worship the god of battlefield medics probably stay about as far away from spells like that as possible. Again, you're looking at just like basic cure spells, restoration spells, stuff like that.
What a shame. It would have been nice if they actually knew that.
Yeah. So it's about 1 in the morning. You
Detect
guys...
magic. Detect magic.
Okay, it does not...
Yeah, detect magic would probably be best then.
Do you cast it?
Yeah.
It does not give off a magical aura. Nothing here does that's not like your guys' equipment. I'll go ahead and say, as you guys set up, since a decision is not quickly made to go into the mines, your troops begin like situating alongside the palisade, and like a makeshift watch is set up. Some people pass out, some people don't. Your cavalry's probably out like riding around in the desert. You guys kind of get the feeling a little bit that since they're not being given direct orders, they're starting to like reach their own autonomy.
Oh, as they start to settle down and everything, Pogue's like, yes, let's walk here for the night. And
All right. So
in the morning, we will take the mine.
if there is nobody has anything else they want to do? Yes, no? Anybody?
Let's wait for Zandu to wake up.
The blood. Can I try to guess what actually caused the blood spill?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go for it, yeah.
Knowledge. I guess. Nature. I guess.
Sure, we can do that.
Can Pogue try and help?
He certainly can.
I can help you.
25 or nature.
Here comes me.
Sarah's aid another succeeds.
Oh, okay. Well, let's...
Knowledge.
It looked like the blood god my character worship, Lorcan, is blessing her in this.
Alright, so that another succeeds as well, so we're treating it as though it's 6 higher, so that's 31. You get the feeling this is, what was your question again? I'm sorry.
Trying to figure out what caused the bloodshed exactly. Tools.
It kind of,
Too
like,
much
it's
cause.
really, like, I don't want to say it's really gross, though it's probably really gross, but it's really, like, sporadic. You get the feeling, it's also kind of, like, jagged and serrated, like, as if somebody didn't really, like, try to make it super pretty. Yeah, this is a knowledge nature check, and I think it's generous enough that you get the feeling, like, mixed in with, like, the fecal matter and the snot and all this, you get the feeling it might be giants. Like, this is kind of how they, like, mark their territory, that kind of thing. As far as how they, like, if they got down that ladder, they didn't get down that ladder because they couldn't fit. But it looks like maybe, like, a giant, like, slit his wrist or, like, cut his palm open and just kind of drew it.
Okay, so we may be facing up against giants. This is nice to know.
Anybody else got anything before we kick it to the next morning?
No.
Alrighty. Well, I hear Francis.
No, me and
Gotcha.
Joe said, or Ben said no at the same time.
Gotcha. Sarah, anything you want to do? Alright, we have been 6 days in this part of Kadira. Xandu wakes up well rested. I have to think about some math. Xandu still has the effect on him, but he is not exhausted and has all his hit points back, so he doesn't have his spells either. But full hit points and full rested. And now you guys have the mines before you.
Just no spells.
Just no spells for another, like, 5 hours.
Tommy, in between
Spoilers.
the next session and after this, I would just use blood money to make more ink for that next in between sessions.
Sure, understood. As long as there's downtime. Well, you had downtime now. You're fine. Okay.
Yeah, we did, but I'm just telling you now.
Okay,
I'm
understood.
doing this.
Okay. So what's the plan?
Going to the mines, I guess.
Alrighty. So, like I said, there's no way big things are
I
going
thought
to get
the
in.
plan was to destroy the mines.
For our large size party member, would reduced person help them get through?
Mechanically, Enterling can fit in. Like, he'd be squeezing. If he was at size category large, he's not fitting. Again, you have plenty of people on horseback or, like, some other magical beast back. They're not fitting.
So,
But, like, if you, what I'm asking is, like, if you want to march your whole army into the mine, essentially.
Xandu looks around. He's pretty confused. He goes, "Weren't we going to destroy all of this? What happened?"
I thought we were going to loot it first.
No, we're definitely gonna burn it. We just want all the stuff out of it first.
yeah, we need to loot the place first, then we burn the place. That's a plan.
Also, to destroy it, you would have to go inside the thing. Like, there are no barrels of gunpowder laying out here. It'd just be kind of like you kick the wall over.
Gotcha.
So, could we buy powder of gunpowder from the plain merchant
You
and
certainly
then put
could.
it in?
I mean, why don't we just look around do some perception to see what loot's like on the camp outside of the mine before we even bother going in?
What is your knowledge engineering check, Van?
See, I'm just in advance for Pogue's understanding of how to blow this place up.
Okay, fair enough. You get the feeling you're going to have to go in and maybe, like, collapse tunnels, that kind of idea.
Okay.
The perception check, there's nothing up here. Like I said, it looks pretty abandoned.
Right. No, I'm just going to start going down the tunnel.
Okay, let's go in the mines.
This is a good thing. I actually did give everyone a permanent light source on one of their items, continual flame. So that is going to be quite useful in the mine, maybe.
Continual flames.
I
are
mean,
very powerful
Xandu's
spell.
considering staying up, but if people are insisting that he follows, he will follow because he feels like he's wasted enough of their time.
You guys are going to see a lot of maps that are irrelevant as I scroll the players tab across to get to mines. There we go. Okay. So we'll start with a Xandu. As you guys
Remember,
get... Go ahead.
Remember, I've got all kinds of trap sense and danger sense and all that.
Your spider
Like-
sense will tingle if it needs to tingle.
Half set, half. This is we're talking the half side Indiana Jones, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, so
Whip and
it is. Well, everybody has a light source on them, so let me slap that light source on them.
Xandu will use his dancing lights to
All right, one sec. Let me.
provide portable light.
I have my torch with the continual flame. Flame.
Understood.
Out.
I'm getting everybody down here. I hadn't put the tokens in yet because I literally had this idea at work. Like, I need a map for this, and I got here and I had to like make the map and throw all the dynamic lighting together like on the fly. Some people might not see, but we'll get there. Francis,
Is continual flame something you can turn on and off?
yeah, everything like that is.
Oh, okay.
It's, unless like you make it and it's cursed, then it's just forever and ever. You see all the things. So we have a Xandu, we have a Francis, we need Lucia. It's, you guys are free to adjust as you will. Let me just slap light sources on everybody. If Xandu wants to make a light, Xandu has the ability to do so.
Yes, he will dancing light so that he has a movable light source. It's not just him.
Okay, you should be able to slap the light down on there.
Oh, I can take a
Yeah,
token from here?
yeah, you should.
Awesome.
Everybody got sight?
I don't know how to do that.
No. Oh, you don't know how to make the light? Okay, hold up. I'll put one out there for
I
you.
do.
Here's a light. I think the light is shut. I put it on Lucy's head. It's actually a
Oh,
little.
I see it.
Okay, you guys should be able to move that. So what happens,
That is a
team?
very...
Let the scout look ahead for us and report back what they see.
Okay.
Xandu will... Wait, can I do that? What level is that spell? I think that's still a cantrip. Xandu will use message on Pogue so that Pogue can report back without making a sound.
Okay.
Okay. Don't say anything yet, boss. Can I use? Oh. All right. So seems all clear. Stairways. What do I see to the south here?
That would be a perception check.
A quick question: Is this a wall to the northwest where my cursor is, or that just more blank, or that more darkness?
That is, yeah, it's a wall. For Pug's perception check, before we get any farther, you guys see this right here probably drops off about like 75, 80 feet into... You don't know how deep the water is, but it looks pretty deep, and there's just like a rock wall on the other side. Where Pogue is... Where Pogue is, the right side looks like a tunnel that kind of just like collapsed in on itself. The left side seems to be able, like, those are stairs, they go up, and then I check your token. Okay, straight ahead of you is a door.
This is the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I detect any? What do you want me to use for my trap sense, that kind of thing?
Oh, that's just a flat bonus on your perception.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would have got it. You don't think there's anything trapped here. You guys can all see the mines, like, the walls of them have that, like, it probably glows a little bit off your light sources. Like, this is a very, very rich mithril mine.
Tommy, quick question: before we came to the mines, were there any buildings that had any type of maps we could have had looked through?
There were not.
Nope. No documents.
Like I said, the place looks completely abandoned. Like, everybody just packed their stuff up and left.
Oh, by the way, I take it that Enderling is staying behind?
Yeah, Ederling is staying behind because nobody wanted to bot him.
Okay, Xandu will insist on being going in front of the other full casters because he's a little bit more tanky and
Understood.
has some.
Uh,
And he does not have spells he can use to fight. He can just like
Might as well just use the
attack
chain
with his
whip.
weapons.
I'm gonna also
Yep.
say I should note it's kind of weird how it works, but the floor, like you guys see tiles, but the floor is sand. You're not quite sure why, because that makes no sense, but you're definitely like walking through sand like you were out in a desert.
Is it the same quality of sand as what was blowing around?
Yeah, and it does continue to blow around.
No, even underground, I can't get away from the fucking desert.
Hmm.
Tommy.
I saw it, I'm looking. I have a lot of tokens. I need to organize my tokens.
Do you
what do you
mind?
see?
Do you mind? Can I make out what type of substance we're on at the moment?
Like I said, sand.
So should we go up the stairs, or should we try this door, or what do you guys want to do?
Just try the door.
All right, try the door.
Okay, the door is not locked. I think I have to move you through it, though, because there's a hard line there that I can't remove. So, everybody sees on the inside of that, it looks like simple living quarters. Perhaps, like, I'm counting them. 6 beds, some kind of... There's another door opposite. If anybody wants to go in there, it looks like Xandu does.
Tommy, can I have control of my bird? I don't.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay.
1 sec.
Don't
I just pulled this token off the map. Controlled by the Raven is controllable by everybody. Be responsible,
shit.
guys. Does Francis want to go in the door?
I do.
Okay. Sarah want to go in the door? Okay. All right.
Can I go through the door?
You can. Sorry, there's a line there. There's a dynamic lighting line you guys can't pass through, and I don't know how to like turn them on and off yet. Where the hell did Pogue go? What did I do with Pogue? Who is Pogue under?
I'm
There he
here.
is. Okay, I'm trying to find the token. Okay, yeah, you guys are all in here.
So let's look for any clues. I would assume miners would probably have some type of a book or journal in the rest area like this.
Will you guys all make a perception check for me?
Yeah, what is this room?
I got a 19.
Okay. Like I said, the room is kind of just like somebody's like communal sleeping quarters. Xandu is not aware. Well, no, Xandu's aware. They're not being particularly quiet. You guys hear, it sounds really garbly and muffled and like nonsense. Just a noise, and like big feet start moving your way. I'll also say you guys, I forgot about it because I forgot you guys have noticed. But every perhaps 30 feet-ish, there's another Ouroboros in blood and like gore and fecal matter and stuff like that drawn on the walls.
Oh, good lord, there's something down here.
It sounds like several somethings, and it sounds like they're coming your way.
Could I make out what language it is?
It's
What I heard?
well, I said it in common, so it's common.
Okay, so something. So which way are they coming, north or south?
From the north.
Okay, so do we want to lead them this way or go south?
Wouldn't south just be back out of the mine?
There's a door here.
So
I'll try that door.
Okay, the door opens.
move me and my token through.
Sorry I have to do this. Does everybody want to go through the door?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so... The formation is arbitrary. I'm just crossing you across the line here.
Is that a stair I see? Or-
That's a... I mean, you should recognize this. You guys were here. I just recycled this map. This is around the time that this guy comes into the line of sight. You guys can make a quick knowledge check. I think everybody can see him.
Oh, fun.
Ugh.
I'm back, by the way.
Lucia can't quite see him. Lucia can hear him just like something yelling in giant. Everybody stop
Okay,
moving your tokens where they are. I will move by the powers vested in me. Sarah wants to be closer than Lucia does. But something has interrupted open initiative. Knowledge nature if you want to roll it. Okay, everybody who has rolled recognizes that that's a cave giant, as if that wasn't super obvious. It comes down the corner and, it's really hard for this thing to talk because it has these really big, gigantic, gross tusks coming out of its mouth. It's got the same Ouroboros drawn all over itself, kind of like... It sort of looks like somebody, maybe him, maybe somebody else, carved them physically into the dude.
So they're not in poop.
Lovely.
And he just kind of,
What you doing here?
What language is that in, by the way?
He's saying it in common. He's smart enough to speak common, not smart enough to speak it well.
Can I make a knowledge roll on the Ouroboros symbol?
Yeah, go for it.
In the meantime, Xandu will inform the giant that they came here looking to deny resources to the Cheliax soldiers, but it looks
What
like
kind?
he's already...
You see he's carrying a really, gross... Well, gross is the wrong word, because it's made of what looks like solid mithril. Kind of like Agruz's axe. It's in that same way. It's bent kind of funny. He just slams it against the wall.
This giant home. You leave.
Well,
That sounds like a good idea.
And then you hear
did it-
from behind him just...
They don't leave. They work. They make shiny weapons.
And here comes somebody else. And somebody else being a second cave giant. Because I realize it's really hard to make an accurate visual on OBS when you have so much going on in your UI.
Can cave giants go back into the room where we were?
They'd have to squeeze. They can, yeah. Actually, yeah, you guys can hear footfalls coming from behind you as well. These guys aren't at all trying to be quiet.
They're, coming from the room behind us where we just came from.
Around this way, yeah. Well, you can't see that. Around over here.
What?
Okay. You know what? I say we try to diplomatize and insist that, no, this was just we came down here, we didn't know this was your home. We are more than happy to leave and leave you in peace.
Alright, go for it.
I'm hoping somebody with better diplomacy will assist.
I will. Here I come.
I will
Rolled
help
his
you.
natural 17,
Well, it's an 8 another, so it succeeds. I don't need the total on the check.
but it might be higher.
But you've declared 8 another, and Xandu's declared he's doing it. So...
Xandu rolled pretty well, though.
I'm trying to find my will save.
Jesus Christ.
I hate reading. I don't know why I can never read Pathfinder's bestiary entries.
I'll A8 Xandu.
Got it. Okay, so
That's a 29.
we're both looking.
Ooh.
Lucy a crit. Okay. There
Or
are a lot of
34.
moving pieces. Held up. So we have, where's Xandu's diplomacy? 25, 29, 31, plus critical.
They give us all of their stuff and let us go.
They want to
Yeah.
fight you. You don't talk them down. I'm trying to think what I want to do this exactly because I don't want to rob it of you. You begin to no, we're just here. We're just passing. They're just...
No, you mine shiny metal. You make weapons for cave giant.
And he continues to just, slam. He goes from slamming his axe to, slamming the side of his head into this wall, and then this guy steps up and just...
You stop. You anger the scorpions.
And then this happens.
Scorpions.
Scorpions.
This guy comes in...
Scorpions.
Oh boy.
You guys reacted very well to that. Not to scorpions, but to me moving the third giant right next to the fullcaster. You guys have about, a minute out of game before initiative is rolled.
Okay, so let's get... So, do I hear anything to the east here?
You do not,
Just
but
deciding what I want to summon, man.
moving your token will provoke an attack of opportunity and then
Okay,
say
I'm,
initiative.
okay, so what do we want to do exactly?
Xandu will ask very politely, what are scorpions?
Diplomacy check.
Okay, here we go.
Anybody?
I will-
This is probably the last thing that happens before... Oh, wow. This is probably the last thing that happens before initiative is rolled. Sarah,
All right,
you want-
now they give us all of their and let us go.
No, they don't.
Oh, come on, a 33.
I see the crit.
We just crit diplomacy twice.
You did, and there's other things going to happen. Bearing in mind. So you everything happens. The one on the left, or actually the one behind you, actually just
Scorpions! Wow, scorpions!
and then over here starts freaking out a little bit, and he like
right behind you.
This guy here slams his axe into the wall, and this guy just
No, Sam! You summon scorpions!
and then here's a really big scorpion appears right behind him.
Oh boy.
Roll initiative. I have complicated initiative because there are 3 forces here. Because of the 2 crits, the scorpions aren't on their sides, and that one's targeting the giants first.
I got 20.
Alright, hold on. I gotta clear people out of initiative. Donald is not on there. Sarah's not on there. Well, Sarah's got a 7.
Are you ready? Can we...
Well, I'm going dead last for sure with a 5.
Rough.
My bird would
No,
be...
you're not.
Oh, would he? Okay. I guess my bird would be giving me recon in the air.
Your bird is right where it is on the board. Like, if you do not declare where it is as you're moving, that bird is sitting on your shoulder or flying next to you.
Okay, it would be up in the air, flying above me.
It is 5 feet above you.
Oh, so how big is the cave?
I don't know yet. I am calculating initiative at the moment. 1 second.
Big enough for giants. That's how big it is.
Yeah.
What does a crit fail on initiative do?
It will do something in a second when I have a lot of initiatives running. I'll add you there. Luckily, I'm pulling out of the same bestiary for this. What do I add on? My initiative is +0. All right, buddy. So, cave giants are real good at what they do. Well, some of them aren't bad. These guys are going to go in initiative, like, in the correct way. 17, giant 1. Add 9, giant 2. Go ahead, Vin.
I forget now. If I'm fighting giants, do I get anything because the size is two sizes different, or no?
You do not. I know dwarves.
Okay.
Do. There are some traits for some races that yes, you would. And then,
right. I just couldn't remember if it was the size mechanic, but okay.
Nah. Then the scorpion. The scorpions are acting in a surprise round. The scorpions are going to go first. Yes, I say scorpions plural because someone nat 1 and that person's going to have a scorpion pop up behind them.
Tommy, quick question.
Bastard.
Quick question about the scorpion. Can I make a quick nature roll to know what it is?
On your turn. We are now on initiative. So I add 2. They're going first, so this is kind of arbitrary. 13 and 11. So this is a 13. Add scorpion 2. I should say scorpion 2, because they see them as scorpions. And they got 11, and we sort it numerically descending. Did I get it correct? No, I didn't, because they didn't go in. What? Okay, whatever. That was an 11. That was a 13. This was a... Well, the dice rolls are still right here. That's a 17.
I was going to say that it didn't work out the last time you did
9, 14. It should work. I typed it incorrectly. Whatever. 9 for you, and 14 for you. And Donald has a 5. And we hit enter. And then we arrange this descendingly. The scorpions will act first in a surprise round. They get a full round action in a surprise round because that is the nature of how they work with stats and stuff. For Xandu's nat 1, the scorpion appears like right there.
Hey, that's me.
He takes his move action to get there. Then...
Oh boy.
First, we're gonna attack Xandu. Why am I looking for a D? Because I've been playing Rise of the Runelords and we roll real dice there. So we're attacking Xandu. Plus this. This is resolving against your flat-footed. Does that hit?
Let me check that. That's a... You know, I'm 99% sure that hits.
Yeah, I bet it's 29. If a 29 doesn't get you at level 6 on a sorcerer, you dipped monk probably. But we don't need the force march table open. Where is my bestiary? So 1d8 plus 8. We're going to try to grab you after this. Xandu takes that much damage. Then...
Aww.
Then I guess I have grab on these, don't I? Yeah, I do. Then does this number break your CMD? Does that break your CMD, dude?
CMD or CMB?
Your D, your defense.
My defense. Still flat-footed?
Yes.
Then yes, it does.
All right, so you guys see a scorpion about the size of like bigger than a horse burst out of the ground and like grab Xandu in his claws and like lift him bodily up in the air, and then this one is going to. It's too bad these guys don't have pounce. Why would they? They are scorpions. We're gonna attack a giant. We're gonna roll really good to hit a giant. That I'm assuming that hits the giant. 1d8 plus 8. That giant takes 15 damage. That giant is not as plus this. The scorpion is bigger than the giant, I should say. The scorpion probably grabs that giant. I might not. I shouldn't assume. Alright, Mr. Cave Giant, what's your CMD? Your CMD is 23. Yeah, you suck. Okay, that giant is picked up bodily by the other scorpion. I'm gonna... Also, you get moved into their square. So this guy just, like...
Oh, boy.
Grabs him, pulls him in. Now we're off the surprise round. Sarah, you're on. There's a scorpion. There is a scorpion in your threat range. When I make these guys' voices for their tusk, I'm slamming my hands into, like, my cheekbones to try to simulate how that would sound. What do you say?
I don't do that. It's been a while since combat.
Casting provokes. You're within 5 feet of him. Mindlessly chittering, his tail dripping venom swinging over.
Unless it's a spell that's like one that you, like an attack spell, like a burning hands or something like that.
Or if you cast defensively.
I can cast.
I just want to make sure you don't. I've got this. Oops. What you doing?
It's been a while since combat. Give me a second.
Yeah, fair enough.
I kind of forget how I attack.
I need to mark these giants and these scorpions. I've assigned arbitrary numbers to creatures that are nothing. Which one is Giant 3? He goes next. The one grappled is Giant 3, and this will be Scorpion 1. And that'll be Scorpion 2. Got it.
Alright, I guess I'll cast my spiritual weapon.
Would you like to cast defensively?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
We'll cast defensively.
Natural 20. Alright.
Not kidding, she crit.
Yeah.
Xandu falls out of this guy's clutches, we'll say. Right over here. Because she crit she crit the cast defensively.
You're welcome.
The scorpion can't be startled. Well, sure he can. He has instincts just because he doesn't have an intelligence score.
Boo!
Where do you want your sword? Here?
Yes.
Okay. The sword, again, it appears like Mist Morning, just kind of like made out of ethereal light. And then what happens? Then I'm gonna wish I had a bookmark on this scorpion. Okay, there we go.
Since I'm not able to internet, do I,
It's D20 plus your charisma to hit.
Okay. Thank you for helping me out. I do not have internet.
You're fine.
16.
16 does not hit him.
Boo, okay.
It kind of like bounces off his chitin. Not his demon covered in chains. This is Pathfinder. I have to make that differentiation.
Alright.
Is that all I got? Move actions.
I cannot attack.
You cannot. You have a move action. You use a standard action and concentrate on that. So you have a move action and that's it.
Yeah, that will be all.
Alrighty, we go to this giant. This giant is going to flail and be sad in the arms of a in the arms of a supermaster scorpion. What's my CMB? Plus 13. I kind of suck. I'm glad I made this encounter as big as I did. Pun not intended for gigantic creatures, but boom. I roll a 18. I don't think the 18 beats it. I think this guy just flails sadly. Do I have a bite? Why do I not have a gore attack, but I have like 12-inch tusks? This is ridiculous. I have slams. I'll probably just do that.
They look more like pincers than tusks.
Well, there still should be a natural weapon. So my CMD is 29. Did I beat a 29? I did not beat a 29, so I'm just going to attack. He can't use his axe, so he just kind of still slams his head, like, into this dude's chitin, not the demons. And I have to keep scrolling back. I need to write down their stats. I don't even know what their max hit points are. What's my slam?
But
Plus
when you
11.
said demon, I'm thinking K10s. That sounds like a devil, not demon.
I mean, you know
I've
what
been
they
playing-
are, right? They're the like covered
Yes.
in chains and the like BDSM demons.
Oh.
That does not hit. I think that's tied to defender. Well, now you guys know what defender is. Yeah. Okay. So he slams on the scorpion's head. Doesn't seem to really get anywhere. Francis is up. Is my initiative like skyrocketing again? Okay, no, it isn't. Cool. What you got, dude?
I'm trying to figure out what to summon.
Gotcha.
I think I'm gonna go with elementals again,
It seems good.
with a group of them again.
Okay, understood.
Magma or lightning?
I like water elementals because I seem to remember they had the highest armor class. Because I was looking this up for an across too. But I think they're all about like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Regardless, like Francis can look up and see that you are definitely within reach of that scorpion's tail, and he's able to defend himself.
Does that scorpion still have reach?
It does. This thing is size category huge.
So it doesn't matter whether or not I move, I'm gonna take an AO.
Unless you cast defensively, yeah.
What's the concentration check for cast defensively?
15 plus double the spell level. Or for Xandu, 15 plus quadruple the spell level because it's harder for psychic casters.
So that'd be...
Really?
Mhm.
I had no idea.
Yeah, you
I thought
have-
it was easier for psychic casters. I'm
It's harder.
backwards.
It's
Alright,
harder for
special
you,
check
and you
of
can't
21.
cast if you're like sickened.
Gotcha.
But like no one can tell you're casting.
And it's also a caster level check if I take damage, right?
Yes,
Yeah, but I still take AOs, so...
correct. Because you still have to. We used to play it that the psychic caster didn't provoke, but that's unfair.
Well, I'm gonna fuck with it anyways.
Alrighty, that provokes from the scorpion. If you go ahead and roll your cast defensively. I don't know if it
If I
provokes.
5 foot?
Yeah, because his reach is like you're still within reach of that guy's tail.
Oh yeah, no, it still provokes. The
Mhm.
casting provokes it.
Yeah, no, the 5 foot doesn't. No. I don't have like step up. I'm vermin. I don't have any feats. You vermin.
Oh, God.
I remember when I realized that vermin had no feats, and it made me really mad.
Not confident I'm gonna make this cast.
These giants, their size large, right?
Correct. This provokes.
If we do kill the giants, I think I know a monster I'm going to be resurrecting.
Just make some giant zombies. Does a 29 hit you, Kane?
It does.
Alrighty, make a fortitude save. I need to remember that this ticks up. I didn't realize that the poison DCs ticked up as you took more poison. I learned that from Around the Hearth, which you can watch on my channel on Saturdays and on the End of Planar Crossroads when they post it.
Nice plug.
Thank you. 9 damage,
You
Kane.
learned that from me specifically.
From you specifically. I will put one... We're not playing magic, but I'm going to put one poison counter on you.
Ooh.
I believe a 13 is unsuccessful.
All the modern players just moan unanimously.
Uh,
Not like that.
Yeah,
They
play
moan.
modern. They're busy other places wasting their money on things.
yup.
Oh!
And then WotC cuts all their like support for modern. Anyway, yeah, that DC does fail. So you take... I need to put another counter on you. You take this much strength. Well, I'll just click it up here. That much strength
Wait.
damage.
Do I still have plant traits?
Does that make you immune to poison?
I think it does.
You do definitely, yeah, you have plant traits. I don't know them off the top of my head. Kane frantically types to learn plant traits. No!
Low light vision, immunity to all mind affecting. Immunity, yeah, paralysis, poison, polymorph, sleep.
Alrighty, then you do not take 2 strength damage. You are not poisoned, and then you need to make a concentration at a DC 19. Yeah, 10 plus damage dealt.
Ugh. Only slightly better.
Boom! Okay, there you go. The elementals are summoned. Of what flavor are your elementals?
Cotton candy!
Oh, fuck off. Watch my profanity. I don't have a whole lot of tokens prepared, but I can find something. What you got, Ken?
For a water
Okay,
elemental, it would
fine.
be interesting to have a bacon water elemental.
Get bacon water, ew. Bacon grease elemental. What you got, Kane? What are we summoning?
Yeah, I'll just do water elemental.
Okay, are we making more than one?
I am.
That thing looks really gross. Butt sweat elementals aren't much better.
It just kind of looked like watery bacon grease.
Oh man, it does too. That's gross. That is disgusting. Let's spin him around. Alrighty, you have
I
four.
summoned 4 of them.
You have a troop of water elementals. They act immediately. What's their hit dice? I'm pretty sure they're just D6 plus strength at the end for swarm attacks, and then their standard action is any special abilities they might have.
Now I'm the one swapping through tabs here.
Yeah.
2d10.
2d10. Okay, gotcha. So they're 2 hit dice. They do a d6. What do the swarm do? What does this thing do? Special abilities we got.
They drench, vortex, water mastery.
No, nothing.
This little trench here is just empty, right? It's just
Yeah,
like-
it's probably like 2 feet deep.
I'm just they'll just. Oh, I wanted to stick them on the giants.
Okay, you can do that. We can drop them. Where do you want to put them? Well, actually, you know what? Actually, you have control of this. Everybody has control of these water elementals. Don't abuse it. Sarah, stop abusing it. You know that was
here.
okay. Understood.
Or on. No, you can't. I can't summon them on someone, can I?
You can because they're troops, but you have. If you were to put them there, you have 1, 2, 3 things in your threat range, so they would all take troop damage at the end.
That works for me.
So go ahead and roll me a d6, and that's the damage we'll take. So 5
Alright.
damage, and you get 5 damage, and you have 15 damage on you. You get 5 more damage. Alright,
What is that? Water moving!
the scorpion seems not to care as it gets like slapped in the back. And it is the first giant's turn if Francis is done.
I am.
Alrighty, is this giant one over here? I've already forgot. Yep, that's giant one. Who do I not like the least? Compared to how scared I am of scorpions. Scorpions can't get to me right now. I think we're just gonna full attack in a line.
Get the bird. Get the giant bird.
The giant bird is size category tiny.
It's big on the board.
How many attacks do I have? I have 2 attacks. Okay, so the first attack will target... I feel like I've bullied Xandu enough. Let's target Lucia.
Okay. This is probably going to hit me with the AC of 16 at the moment.
No, rough. I think I had
Yeah, I
this.
didn't get Power Shield yet, so that hits.
Alrighty, so then he has a large butchering axe, so that's this many d8s. I'm not
So
vital
it's like-
striking.
Is it like 2d8s or?
You'll see, it's coming for you.
It's coming for you.
You take that much damage.
Okay, that's about close to half of my hit points.
The second attack targets Pogue.
Get the bird.
I don't want to get the bird, I want to get the halfling.
Get the giant bird.
Does that hit Pogue's flat-footed? Van?
Why is it flat-footed still?
Because Pogue hasn't acted yet.
Oh, okay.
Man, if I was
That-
a cave giant, I'd
No,
be attacking the shit
man.
out of the giant bird.
No.
Does-
So first of all, it doesn't even come close, and second of all, I'm all rogue ninja. Remember?
Oh yeah, you can't be caught flat-footed.
Yep.
So this thing, like, do I have the cleave feats? I have Vital Strike. What else do I have? Am I a good boy? Do I have combat reflexes? No. Actually, you know what I don't have? I don't have... Donald took more damage.
You don't have hit
No.
a halfling, is what you don't have.
Donald didn't take more damage because I didn't declare power attack because Paizo doesn't put power attack automatically and stuff. Alright, Scorpion 1. He is done with his full attack. Scorpion 1 is going to attack... I'm mindless. There's a lot of stuff around me. I'm just going to roll like a d4. Blah. What looks like dinner?
The bird.
Xandu looks like dinner.
The bird, because you can cook it like chicken.
But it's a scorpion!
No, the bird.
Donald is not okay with that. No.
I am not okay hitting me. Other objects, sure. My bird, no.
So this first attack is gonna go at Xandu. The second one's gonna go at Emeritus. Yeah.
Hey!
I need to target you at some point. I can't just beat up on
The
Xandu.
bird, though! But the bird!
This targets Xandu. This targets Emeritus.
The
Oh wait,
bird.
no, it doesn't. That's a D8. That targets. So it's a 21 to hit Xandu and a 22 to hit Emeritus.
David told me that the 10 did not hit me, but the 22 did.
Alrighty. So then I'm on D8 plus 8. So Xandu's damage, Emeritus's damage. Oh, why do I keep doing that? Oh, because it puts him to the top. I get it. Okay, so Xandu takes 11, Emeritus takes 10.
Yeah, it barely hits Xandu, but it hits him.
Haha. Then we're all going to thank Joe, because this encounter was built with Joe in mind. No, there are less things, because Joe's not here. 10 damage, Sarah.
So how much did I take?
You took 11, she took 10. I'm looking at my
Okay.
CMB, because I'm going to try to grab both of you.
Hey.
Where's my Kimb? Plus 21, okay.
Oh.
I shouldn't have said that out loud. I shouldn't have said that. I'm pulling a Hagrid here. To grapple Xandu. To grapple Emeritus.
As long as you don't nat 1.
Deal. And then the Stinger's gonna sting at,
I mean, yeah, that hits.
Poke hasn't threatened us, but the water thing is attacking, and we don't like that. Does that hit the water elementals? The water elementals are technically flanked. Kano! Oh,
Yeah, no.
Kane's not
BRB.
here. Kane decided to get up. I'm pretty sure their armor class is like 17. It's either tie to defender or it misses. So we're going to go ahead and pass to Pug Mahone.
All right. So,
It's really hard to make a comprehensive map on OBS. Oh well.
all right. So, nobody's flanked at all, are they?
They're not. This Scorpion is. This Scorpion is flanked by the Water Elemental and Emeritus, and Emeritus not anymore, but the
Between
sword.
Xandu and the sword.
Xandu can't flank because Xandu's
yeah.
grappled.
But the water elementals and the sword.
Yes, that'll do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right. So that would let me sneak attack
Correct.
if I took a 5-foot step.
Yep.
I mean, when that thing's attacking somebody else, does that provoke attacks of opportunity from everybody around it?
Oh no.
Aw.
Okay, so I'm gonna draw my
French girl.
right a short sword and my my dagger,
Understood.
and so I've got my 2-up and fighting thing on, and I'm going to I can 5-foot step up to the Scorpion. Is that right?
Yeah, you can 5-foot step to him and then still full attack. That is correct.
And then I'll hit him with 2. Now I forget how sneak attack works already. Cause we've been...
Well, go ahead and roll to hit, and if you hit, we'll go to sneak attacks.
Okay.
So we're
That
targeting
hits.
his...
Yes.
Did he crit?
The Scorpion. Yes. Got a.
You got a
29.
natural 20, and then
Alrighty.
the crit confirm is 17.
To confirm, you don't need to confirm a natural 20. Natural 20 is always confirmed.
Okay, gotcha.
So he'll take 48. Is it times 2?
It's times 2.
So he takes 48 damage, and then your sneak attack is how many rogue levels do you have?
I'm sorry. What?
How many rogue levels do you have? Just one?
I have. Forgot. 3.
3. Okay, so it's 2d6 additional. The 2d6 is not multiplied, but
Did you say he took 48 points of damage?
is that the math correct?
It should be double for a short sword, isn't it?
29
Yeah.
times 2?
It should be doubled. Most
Oh
weapons it's two-
my god!
two
I
crits.
looked at his attack roll. Oops. Thank you guys so much. I see how you got 48. So
Get sword envy.
All right, he takes the damage. It would appear to be unhappy, but it's not intelligent enough to comprehend emotion, so it just kind of hisses and clicks.
Wait, was so my for crits was what were you doing? Did you have house rules for crits? Was it max or no?
No, we did not. The house rule is on a
Oh,
natural
okay.
20, you don't have to roll to confirm it. But
And
anyway,
natural
you may
20.
proceed with your
Okay.
second attack.
All right.
A 26
26?
does hit. He takes 6 more damage, and then another
Yeah.
2d6 because your sneak attack triggers again.
Oops. Not what I want. So another 10.
Another 10. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, that does not feel good. I imagine it doesn't kill the thing. I don't know what my hit points are. Okay. Yeah, no, we're still kicking. Alrighty.
The rogue's the tank.
Just 1, 2,
Wow.
go.
Tanking.
Scorpion 2's turn. If you are done, Van.
I believe that I am.
This guy's going to try to maintain his grapple. I'm just going to throw a d20 out there. It maintains the grapple. So I do an additional... I begin to constrict the giant. It's probably bad. He can use... It's like his midsection. Takes 14
crunchy,
damage.
crunchy giant bones.
Crunchy giant bones. And then that's automatic if I maintain the grapple. So then as my standard action, my cat will stand on my headphones. Achilles, go away. I'm trying to play Pathfinder. Cat.
Okay, it is Revenge of the Displacer Beast now.
Revenge of the Displacer Beast. I will try to sting that guy. I will hit that guy. I will roll this much damage again onto him. I don't think it kills the giant now, but the giant's not has. No. I need to make a fortitude save.
Here, I'll take him upstairs and see if he wants food.
I think I passed the fort. I imagine the giant's best save is his fort save, right?
Probably it is.
The giant
most
passes the fortitude save.
That'd be weird if it wasn't.
Yeah, these giants are actually all like full casters. Surprise! Alright, this giant's turn. This giant is terrified. In his terror, he's gonna just swing at this scorpion here. I remember what you had because it's pretty easy. So I'm gonna take a standard action. I'm going to Vital Strike. I roll really bad. I miss. It's sad. It probably just he with all his strength comes back with this really gross looking yet solid mithril axe and just let him go and slam down to do nothing. And my turns are boring. Donald, you're on. We'll probably say after Zandu, we can probably squeeze one more round in as long as you guys don't take too long.
I'm in a bad situation. If I move, they're the attack of opportunity. So how
5 foot.
The withdraw action is also a thing. You can move up to your speed, and the first 5 feet don't provoke.
Okay, so if I move here, so what size is the scorpion here? Or the
It is
it
giant.
15?
Huge.
Yeah.
So it's 15. So it take up
Ginormous.
three square by 3 squares, and then the giant here. So I'm going to cast defensively the shield spell. So that DC 17.
Understood.
For that.
Go for it. Thank you for dealing with the cat, hon. The
Okay,
concentration
so
check succeeds and shield is cast.
Okay, so I'm going to try to get make as much room as I can between the 2 large creatures.
All right.
This is a terrible sandwich, so they would have attack of opportunity on me.
They will.
So it's a 20. Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna move here. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
All right. So I don't have combat reflexes on either of my guys. The scorpion
Okay,
just
cool.
flat doesn't have feats because he's vermin and can't. So this is the giant.
You could at least run around and flank somebody.
Does the 19 hit?
No.
And then this is the scorpion coming at you with a stinger. The natural 19s both just barely, probably at the same time as you dip out. The giant's axe and the scorpion stinger hit opposite ends of the shield, and it just kind of and bounces them back. Is that all? I think that's all.
Yes, I moved there, and I'm quick odd question. So can the giant attack me from where it is, or is it the door blocking access to me from the giant?
We will resolve that on the giant's turn because we're low on time. Zandu, you are up. We'll try to go one more around the initiative board, and then we'll call it there. So Joe can just sprint down here and roar.
I got a couple options. I could try to break out of the grapple.
Mhm.
And if I do so, that counts as a standard action, meaning I can't do any other standard actions that round, correct?
Correct.
Or I have a supernatural ability which does not provoke attacks of opportunity that I can use to attack the giant behind me and choose not to worry about the scorpion and hope somebody else frees me.
What supernatural ability is this?
Psychic Strike.
Psychic Strike. How do you have this? This is a bloodline thing.
This is a bloodline thing, yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, sure. You are able to do
So, let me bring it up real quick. Oh, it already rolled for me. What do you know?
that. Does that need to hit?
It's a will save.
It's a will save, and we're targeting. Is it this giant
The
here?
giant behind me. No, the one blocking the exit.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's roll my pathetic will save. Well, it's not pathetic. It's respectable, but not really at all. I'm gonna just talk it up as much as I can. Boom. Xandu slips out of the grasp of the scorpion because the giant like, you do your thing and his eyes kind of bulge out and they start bleeding. And he swings his head forward. As he does so, he like collides with the scorpion. The scorpion drops you.
Cool. And on top of that, he also becomes shaken for 1 round.
Understood. I will put the shaking on him. Whole lot of shaking going on. Actually, not a lot. Just one. Just one shaking.
And now I believe I can try to move a little bit.
Yes, you can.
Work my way around.
You are bottom of the initiative, so these guys have used their attacks of opportunity. This one hasn't. But, yeah, these two won't provoke.
Well, yeah, I can 5 foot away out of this guy's range, right?
That is true. You can do that.
So, or I can withdraw and...
I believe the withdraw action is a full round action.
Oh, gotcha.
I never use it, but I'm pretty sure it's full round.
Okay, so for now, he will just... Because 5 foot is a full move action, correct?
Yeah. So we're just 5 foot down.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be it.
Alrighty, Sarah, you are up. Go ahead and now your initiative is 40 because apparently I say so. And my cat attacks things. What you doing, Sarah? I think I'm still coming through. Yeah, I'm still coming through, whether or not we're being heard.
Yep.
It's your turn and we don't have a lot of time.
I know. I attack with my...
Okay, so to attacking with the spiritual weapon, you need to make a concentration check because you're grappled.
Okay.
The concentration check probably fails.
What do I add to that?
You caster level plus mod.
My lack of internet is...
It's caster level plus mod.
Okay, so 16.
So 16. Can you guys still hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can't hear you guys. I plugged in the wrong hole. That's what she said.
That's
Now somebody
what
say
she
something.
said.
Matter of fact, somebody just keep talking.
That's lead.
That's not good.
Got it. I got it. I've learned that my cat doesn't like when I play Pathfinder on the computer because he always attacks my camera. Anyway, the spiritual weapon goes away.
Oh, it just goes away?
Yeah, you are unable to maintain concentration on it.
Fiddlesticks. Okay.
That doesn't consume an action, though.
Okay, so I can whack it with...
You cannot because you're grappled.
Oh.
If you had a light weapon drawn, you could.
Oh.
And
Okay.
as it is, your arms are probably like pinned to your sides.
I guess I could try and wiggle free, but I don't think I would have much success.
Only one way to find out.
Ooh, not with a 5. A total of 9.
You do not break the grapple.
Are you sure, Tommy, that was a 9?
Positive. It is now the next giant's turn. Giant 3 is going to try to break the grapple. I forget what I add, but I don't roll very well. Sarah breaks out of the grapple.
Wait, what?
I'm doing so great.
I do?
Yeah, because I natural 1 over here.
I'll,
So what's going to happen is this giant, like, as he continues, you guys see the skulls that are hanging out on the dude's, like, bandolier, essentially. Some of them appear to be made, again, out of, like, solid mithril, and he, like, throws his arm back as he does so. His fingers, like, hook into where the nose should be, and it just kind of, like, flings back, hits the scorpion. No damage, but you are dropped.
Ow.
So you have a move action.
I have a move action.
Mm-hmm.
I could 5-foot step back, I guess.
Okay. Is that all?
Yeah.
Alrighty, last turn, Francis. What you got?
Francis is gonna 5-foot back,
Alrighty.
and I guess I'm gonna. Are we? Everybody else is dealing with what, this big scorpion that's right in front of us right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
That's what Pogue did.
Big scorpion.
It's causing problems.
All right, then I will sling bullet that.
Alright, that provokes.
No, I 5-footed back. How far can this thing hit?
His reach is 15. You're within 3 squares of him.
That's awful.
That's the nicest way to hear that. That's awful.
General rule of thumb is large creatures' reach is 10 feet. Size larger than that, 15. And then size larger than that, it's 20.
But does an 18 hit?
I'll tell you as soon as I can find my armor class.
Yeah, I don't like this
It
shit.
ties.
It ties. Alrighty, fair enough. Proceed. David and Goliath Scorpion.
I wish.
I
I
don't-
wish this sling did this much damage.
That does a lot of damage for a sling. It does
28
hit.
to hit?
Yep, and he takes
6.
6 damage. He is not happy. Well, he doesn't have feelings.
Oh wait, that's a scorpion.
Is that all you got? Well, you got your swarm.
2 for
Never mind,
the
takes-
elementals.
2 damage. He should have 3 damage on him. Well, he should have 7 damage on him because he got hit for 5. 7, and then you take 2 more. This giant continues.
No!
And this takes 2 more damage. And the first giant's turn it is. That's me? Yeah, that's me. Okay, so I'm gonna say he probably has a hard corner he can't attack Lucia with. What I'll do is I'll do this. I'll kick on an aura. Lucia is within 10 feet of him, but I'd say he'd have to 5-foot step. And he can't.
yeah.
He's squeezing as it is. No, he didn't have to squeeze. So he's gonna attack. He's probably just gonna keep attacking the first thing in front of him.
No. Attack. How did giant attack my bird?
What? You want me to attack your familiar?
I
You
am,
big wuss. We'll heal
I
you.
am kidding.
Natural 1 to hit Xandu. What do I do?
Ooh.
You guys are doing bad.
These guys are great. I shouldn't do
Yeah.
giants. This is like the first time in my career I've done giants.
He was also shaken when he rolled that, so
Fair
keep
enough.
that in mind.
Got it. So then he brings his axe back and just and he what does he do? I'm gonna
He
say
hits himself
Does
with
he
a
fall
scorpion.
backwards? Is it just like too heavy and he tips back?
Oh, I figured he's probably like
And
he's
he
trying to
lands on it.
overhand in a corridor and it just collides with the ceiling.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
he hits the ceiling and the ceiling's like a solid mithril vein and it just like bounces back into him. So he's gonna roll to hit
Yeah.
himself. He hits himself, I think. Well, I rolled a 20 and I hit myself. I'm too afraid of my own axe.
Does the axe knock him unconscious?
It does not knock him unconscious.
Prone.
Next session, I will figure out their power attack stats and they'll start power attacking. For now, I'm just gonna throw 20 damage at my own head.
Oh!
Oh no, wait, these guys are shooting. The first scorpion's turn. The first scorpion is gonna full attack Pogue, I think. Yeah, let's do that. 1d20 plus this number. First attack. Does that
Yes.
hit? Second attack.
Miss.
Son of a bitch. Third attack. Miss. Alrighty, that's all. He's just kind of like clicking and chittering and making scorpion noises that I've never heard as he just like descends at you and you probably just like dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge out of the way. And now it's your turn. Of course, he's
Alright.
still flanked. You still got water elementals hanging out. How many more
Alright.
rounds are the water elementals here for? Real quick.
This is 2 rounds, so
Yep.
4 more.
4 more. Okay, got it. Okay,
All right.
let's do it.
Does this guy need 2 attacks in him?
It seems like a good idea the way you've been rolling compared to how I'm rolling.
20 versus AC.
He's flanked, so it hits.
All right, and then an 18.
That one doesn't.
The 18 doesn't hit
The
him.
18 doesn't.
Okay.
The 18 is tied to defender. But he does take 7
Okay.
damage. And then he takes 1 sneak attack.
All right.
I don't know what that noise was, but is that what a scorpion does? Or like a
It's mostly hissing.
fair enough.
You can't really hear it.
How does the
on
Canadian know
normal
what a
ones because
scorpion
they're-
sounds like? Because he lives in the frozen north, but I have no idea. Well, I don't...
I know people who keep them as pets.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Alright, is that all you got, Van?
Yeah, I believe so.
And we pass to the second scorpion, who will roll to maintain his grapple. That maintains the grapple. Because the giants do not have much of a CMD, which is really weird. I will constrict this giant for 9 damage. So he's at that much. Then I will sting him from a standard action and miss. Oh, I'm rolling a d8. Tommy. That hits, I'm flat-footed. He takes this much damage. He might be dead. He's taking a lot of damage. He makes a fort save. He adds 9, I think. I'm trying to go as fast as I can.
Which giant is this? In
This
the
is-
north or?
This is the one that's like in the arms of the scorpion.
Yeah.
Observe a scorpion. Maybe that's what I'll call this episode.
Do it.
In the arms of the scorpion.
Do it.
You could just call it Sarah McLaughlin.
Yeah! Everyone will get really sad then. I'm not trying to make people sad as the giant takes 2
It's
strength
already gonna be sad because we're singing sad songs, Tommy.
2 strength, 6 rounds. The giant looks unhappy. I'll put 1
For
poison.
just 5 gold pieces a day, you too feed a giant scorpion.
All the cave giants he wants. Also, it's his turn, I think. No, it's this one's turn. This one is gonna... He can't run. This is at the point where the giants are probably thinking about how to get out of here, but he really can't. So he's gonna attack what he sees as the biggest threat. He's gonna attack the scorpion. Because I don't want a nat 1 at, like, a player character. That does hit the scorpion. We'll go as fast as I can for that much damage. His axe finally just collides with the scorpion's carapace. So that sickening crack resounds throughout the cavern.
Die, scorpion!
Donald, you're on.
Okay, I'm going to attack the. I'm going to move back 5 feet to get out of the scorpion reach.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack the scorpion. I need it to make a fortitude save for the second part of this spell I'm doing.
Okay, what you casting?
Bone Flens. It need to make the fortitude save to see if it actually takes bleed damage for the second part of the spell effect.
Is this a mind-affecting effect? Probably not.
No,
Okay.
nope. This is physical damage doing. It would be slashing. Unless Scorpion have DR2 slashing, it's going to be take.
Well, he might. There's your fort save.
Okay, so it just take 66 internal slashing damage.
Jeez, okay.
The party would see the Scorpion begin to bleed a bit. I guess you would imagine what internal bleeding would look like for a Scorpion, as you would see some blood come out.
Just bits of his like
Ooh.
chitin break out from the back. It screams out in pain. Roll damage. Now this
23
might-
damage.
23 damage, so
Nice.
it's at 74. I will check its hit points really fast. It might be dead. That might be enough. It's not enough. Okay, never mind. It's definitely not a happy scorpion. You've seen happier scorpions in your time.
Okay, hooray! At least I am doing my share of damage
You
for a
did.
third level spell.
Yes, sir. Is that all?
Yes.
Alrighty, Xandu, you're on. Last turn, then we're gonna
Okay.
call it a night, kids.
Super quick question.
sir.
An item that can be drawn as a swift action, does that still provoke if it's swift?
I don't. What are you drawing?
A picture.
A weapon.
But like specifically,
It is a light weapon, a sickle,
a sickle.
or I think
What lets you draw it as a swift
it's in a
action?
quick. It's a quick draw sheath.
Oh,
so
that-
it's just
that's
sort of
fine then, yeah,
spring-loaded
just-
and pops out.
It's weird to put a sickle in like that, but all right, yeah, sure. That sounds
So I
dangerous.
imagine it's yeah.
Oh,
It's like Assassin's Creed, except instead of taking your ring finger off, you take your whole hand.
Jesus
The
Christ.
druids said it would be fun. Fun fact:
So-
Necros almost took a Kopesh for his weapon instead of an Elven Curveblade, but I refused to take a feat for 1d8 plus trip. That's so much crap.
So,
Isn't it a martial weapon?
Is an exotic.
Yeah.
This scorpion here, it looks
It is not
looks
happy.
pretty beat up, I imagine.
Yeah, its like back is splayed open. Scorpion guts are all over the place. It continues to just clack and hiss in scorpion noises. It doesn't have emotions, but well, what's my charisma score? I might have emotions. My charisma score is 2. Never mind.
I probably have some sense of emotion, like
Eat
pain.
poop. Ow!
Yeah.
So it's right now it's still the biggest threat to people.
Mhm.
So I think he is going to take that weapon and try to finish it off.
Alrighty, go for it.
That was this one.
That actually
22 to hit.
does hit for 7 damage.
Which is pretty low for this weapon, but whatever.
I gotta keep double checking my max hit points. My max hit points are... Where is it? Okay, understood. The scorpion is still kicking.
Darn. Hoping to finish it off.
It's not happy.
Oh well.
Is that all you got?
Without any spells that I can use and my standard action taken.
So you have your move action.
The
essentially.
only thing I can think that he will do is take another 5 foot to hopefully get out of grapple range of the scorpion.
Okay.
Oh, no, it can still grapple from there, right?
It can. Here,
So he's not even going to bother. He wants to stay within attacking range for himself so he can hit it if it somehow still kicking by the end.
Understood. Alrighty, if that is your turn, we are going to call it here for the night because I love coming back big combat. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my players for coming out. As always, guys, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. And go get the Interplanar Crossroads 2 more subs. It's so easy. I'm not asking for much. Anyway, we're out of here. Say bye, guys.
Bye!
The only way we
Bye,
get subs
guys.
is on referral.
Hasta luego.
Goodbye.
Bye.